Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wide Open Adventures. It's good to see everybody. Normally, Hunter would be sitting here beside me as this was the channel that he wanted to do. That shouldn't be too far off. Um, a lot of these things is what he really enjoyed doing, and that's why we done this channel because the boys love the outdoors. They love learning. And I believe it's important to get your kids out into the woods, off of the TVs, off of the games, get them outside where real life is and teach them how to survive. I believe that's very important. And I think it's going to be important again very soon. The way things are right now, survival, knowing how to prep, how to survive, how to find your food, how to prepare your food is very, very important. That's right, Clough. He did. He knew what was up even way before I did. And, unfortunately, he was a victim to jealousy and hate. And that is just sad. But it'll end soon. He will be back home and able to join us on here. I got Jesse co hosting tonight. Um, there's Jesse.
Hello. Hello. Do you hear me? Okay.
That's a bright background. I
Yeah,
tried to call some other people to get them on, and that was a negator. Nobody answered, so it looks like it's just us tonight. That's okay, though. Something else I was going to say. But yeah, the survival is very important right now with everything that's going on in the world, and I don't think we could learn any better than from Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. I believe that they do more than just talk the talk. They actually walk the walk every day.
Yeah.
And everybody, please welcome Kentucky or Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot to the show.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Jeff.
Good
Hey,
to
Mike.
see you.
Good to see
How's
you.
how's it going?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Like you said, yeah, we're homegrown. What did I call it the other day? Homegrown Amish. Yeah, I guess that's our term.
I like that.
Oh man, if it would just cool up a little bit, I would feel more like fishing.
You got that right. We're going outside. We mowed the grass today, and we're the kind of people that we don't like buying grass seed, so we let our grass come to seed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we make trails around where we want to walk.
We mow paths.
Right.
There you go.
Instead of game.
A lot of hiding areas for the chickens.
Well, the little baby bunnies and all them, they love that tall grass. The peeps, the new peeps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Oh,
important.
yeah.
Most of us cut the grass, but I mean, just
After him doing that, we kind of learned some things off of that, being more beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, have you all got to do any fishing lately?
No, we got the boat out one time, and we went. He's got the best boat. He's got a little aluminum, like I don't know, 10 foot with a little 20, Johnson on it.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Yeah, we took it up the creek, and now we do start fishing. When is it? About fall? When do we start catching them little?
Oh, the white bass,
Those little teeny fish. There's a certain time we start catching a bunch of them, and
bluegills.
yeah, we'd use bluegill. We used to use it for our garden, and but yeah, we haven't. Unfortunately, we're like you, Mike. It's been miserable, and it's just had no fun. And we just finally mowed the grass today. And that's only because we've got overcast here. It's our first day we've had in 2 or 3 weeks where you could,
Be outside.
get outside and do something.
Well, without dying.
Yeah. It's
helped.
miserable. It is miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your all's favorite kind? What's your favorite fish to eat?
I don't really like eating fish. It's just one of those things. I don't know what's happened over the years. Now, of course, I like, catfish, but it's got to be battered and all that kind of good stuff. I like white bass, that kind of stuff. Bluegill are really, really tasty. There's just a lot of bones in them. And,
That's it. Yeah.
Like carpy, carps.
Well, that's one of our specialties, and
Crappie.
But that's one of the specialties in Tennessee. There's no limit on carp, and so the thing is, a lot of people carp.
No, we're talking about carp now.
But there's no limit on carp, and the special thing about it is we have a big pressure cooker, and so we'll catch carp or get them for people. We put them in the pressure cooker, and all you end up with a little piece of skull, but that's chicken food, and so we feed our chicken or we use it in the gardens, and so to us, unlimited year round. Really, you've got, because fertilizer is expensive unless you've got chickens and cows and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the reasons we really like. Actually, we like to catch big carp.
Yeah, because it does better for the chickens and
They
the
love
fish, the plants.
They're pets too.
Plants, pets.
Pets too. They love chicken. Yeah, cats and dogs. They love chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, chicken. They love
fish,
carp.
Carp.
I know my cats would agree with you. They love fish altogether. So
Does them well.
I'm glad y'all brought that up, because I never knew exactly how they done that. There was a lady that used to live in town back when I was growing up as a kid, and her husband would go out, and of course catfish is my favorite fish too. I'll take a catfish over anything. And she was out there, and he would catch carp, and she would take those carp and she would pressure cook them, and she would make like carp patties, and they taste like salmon patties. But what I always wondered is, how do y'all prepare the carp and how do you pressure cook it? Like, what is your method? Is there how do y'all do that?
Well, what we do, it's going to sound weird, but we throw, if we catch a bunch of carp and maybe a cat and maybe some bluegills, some brims, we throw them all in just like they are. We don't scale them or anything, because when you pressure cook them, it cooks down all that. The scales, it cooks those down. Like I said, the only thing you end up with a carp is a piece of a skull.
The thickest part of the skull of the fish, that's about what you'd be left with.
So you're getting all that, I don't know what you call it, but that's that good stuff. Scales and all that's got all that, whatever it's called. But
calcium or something, but plantain or
gelatin or something like that, right? So
like that.
That's really healthy for them. And then you end up with a pot of soup. And we used to freeze it. If we have a lot of extra, we'll just fill up Ziploc bags and throw it in the freezer. And then you just take it out and throw it in the chicken coop, a big chunk of fish, frozen fish.
It's good.
They love it.
In the
They
summertime,
chew on
they
it,
love
right? Yeah.
I bet.
So, I mean, it's one of those things. I think it's probably a long lost thing that a lot of people don't realize is, but carp is really a great resource.
Yeah, you can do one fish, one plant, and of course, one carp would be a little big, so you can do a slice of carp.
Yeah, we have done experiments where we do a roll of fish, and Tina likes to put them all facing the same direction,
north,
like they're swimming up the thing. It's kind of ridiculous. I look at them like, really? And she's like, well, they're all you do a roll. And then you put your fish in the row, and they're all swimming one direction. And I'm like, okay. And the people that I work with sometimes. But anyway, and then we did one year we did a roll. We did fish, and we put tobacco plants on them, and then we had an area that we did not. And what a difference!
I got the video. I got the picture on my channel. Logically Insane, but I'm standing up beside our tobacco plants, and they're capping above my hands by extra 3-4 foot.
Oh yeah,
they got huge that year. Wow. This year we haven't done any nutrition. We've just been working off the nutrition we have been for the past 2 years. And so this third crop right here, they're only coming up to my height, 6 foot, I guess. Maybe they go up to 7 foot with their height with their nutrition they have right now. But one fish, one plant, that done double time.
Did really well.
Did wondrous.
Yeah, there's a little fish. I want to call it a little white runner type, and you can put a stringer and have 1 or 2 Carolina line with 1 or 2, 3 hooks, and you can grab 2 at a time. And me and Matt, white bass. It was a white bass. Little white bass.
Little white bass. Not little, but they're little white bass is what they're called.
A couple of years ago, we were fishing, and Matt was on. He's running back on the motor, and I was up on the front, and so I was grabbing 2 at a time and I was throwing them in the boat. And of course, the fish are bouncing around and going back to where he was at. So he's busting his butt, getting mad at me because I'm catching all the fish and he can't stand up. And I'm laughing because I just keep fishing. Yeah, he's slipping and sliding.
He kept distracting me. Whenever I went down, he actually
said,
threw fish across the seat. Now I'm sure it was by accident, but it was just at that time.
It was an accident.
I slipped. I was like, God, thanks, right at the right moment.
Yeah, it was an accident. I was throwing fish at him. No, I was actually having a good time throwing fish at somebody.
Yeah, why not?
So, hey, it's my son. You get benefits when you have kids.
We're still pulling in fish, so I'm like, I can't really get through, man. I'm having fun. So
I think I'm kind of like God had us for His entertainment. I think I had kids for my entertainment.
I went fishing yesterday for a little bit. We had a little bit of a cool front, so I took Logan out fishing with me. Yeah, we went down and we tried to catch some gar. We was wanting to eat some gar. A lot of people don't know gar's good, man. Gar's tasty. Really? And he was sitting there playing around on the side of the bridge, and all we had was hot dogs. And we wasn't even really planning on really fishing, but that's all we had. So we're sitting there, and he took one of the bass poles that had a worm on it, and he was sitting there dangling it off the bridge. Man, this big old gar came up and hit that. I thought that boy was going to run to the other side of the bridge. It freaked him out so bad. He's like, "Did you see how big that thing?" It was probably 4 foot long. It was a big old gar, big old fat one. And man, he had a fit. But boy, a lot of people don't know. They call them trash fish, but man, if you fillet them out, they're not bony at all, and they're the whitest, prettiest meat, man, of a lot of the fish.
Oh wow! I didn't expect them to be white meat.
I know
they eat a lot of meat, so they have.
They're like swimming alligators. They got that mouth,
uh-huh.
And I know they fish with them like they'll tie like a shaggy rope at the end of your line, and they'll hook into it. I caught one. I hooked into one time, and he, like you said, it was amazing because he was just, he was swimming, making a run, and I was holding him, and he was just running around that boat. But I knew I wasn't going to hold him long. They got teeth, they'll cut the line. So unless you got still leaders, you're kind of going to lose them. But he run and he broke pretty quickly. But that was fun because like in Florida and stuff, it's like fishing for barracuda or something. It was really fast fish,
right?
And that I would say that's
exactly what we do. I've got steel leaders, and they love minnows. Man, get a bobber, a steel leader, and a minnow, and they'll make 2 runs. When they grab it the first time, they'll run with it, and if you try to set the hook the first time, you'll miss them because they haven't swallowed it yet. They'll actually run. And whenever they stop that second run, they'll chew it and they'll swallow it. And when they make that second run, that's when you set the hook. And usually you'll catch them right down in the neck.
Okay. Yeah, I caught mine with minnows a long years ago. And I'm like you got to give them a chance. Kind of like bass, though. I always give them a chance. They'll pick it up and they'll swim with it. Give them just hold. Don't pull. Hold. Give them a chance to really get that second bite on it, or you'll lose it. We have muskie in our lakes, and it's another one of those. No, it's a dinosaur fish. I don't know what you call them, but they got. And my son, we were fishing, and he caught one with a just a bass lure. He hooked it somehow or another on its fin, on its back or something, so he couldn't cut the line.
Yeah,
and so he got that big alligator alligator muskie. And he got it into the boat. I got one picture because I was yelling, "Get that thing out of the boat!" Let me get a picture of it. He's holding it. It's got teeth. I mean, gar are really scary looking, but that was.
Then you got the muskie there.
Muskie. I mean, that's real teeth. I don't know what he. I was. It's kind of like. All I remember, I got one picture of him, and get that thing out of there. And of course, you want to talk about your fish.
My amberjack?
Your amberjack? Yeah, he got me in trouble. We were deep sea fishing down in Myrtle Beach when he was a little kid, and he come up beside me and he's fishing.
Yeah.
And then he stops and he just leaves his pole. I said, "What's up?" I don't know. He left, and so I'm like, he's like, "It's stuck on the bottom." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Anyway, I'm trying to,
I did do that.
So you left it.
I was young
And then,
too.
he went on the other side of the boat, and some guy, they said someone's hooked a big one, and it's wrapping everybody up, and everyone start reeling in. So they had everybody reel in. They finally they had to cut everyone's line, and they're like, "We're still trying to find the owner of this amberjack."
Amberjack.
And of course, I'm like, "What about this?" They come over and go, "Whose pole is this?" I'm like, "It's my son's." And they're like, he wrecked about 20 poles because he left it in the water. And we told him to pull up. They had barracuda coming through, and when the barracuda, they had amberjack and bull. But you wouldn't come. You didn't pull it up.
I didn't pull.
But he caught a big old giant amberjack, and they've got like worms and stuff. So we were like, as soon as we got to the, right when you get off the boat, we sold it. I was like, first buyer, because I mean people like them, but I'm like, I don't want to eat stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a stuff that has been under the ocean. I can deal with lake fish, but I'm not. I don't know about this stuff under the ocean.
You don't like anything that's a fish.
He
ain't the fishy thing.
Well, there's something slimy, snails, anything slimy. He's like, ugh.
Doesn't sound good.
No,
it's slimy. That's why
it doesn't feel right.
Right. I mean, it's like eating a snake.
Another thing.
We have ate a snake.
Those gar will cut you.
Yeah. They got the sharp teeth. We caught my kids when they were younger. They got a copperhead, and we wrapped it around the chicken, and we put it in the smoker outside. So we called it copperhead chicken. And we all ate a little bit just so we could have copperhead.
We did.
Yeah. But we did eat copperhead one time.
Smoked copperhead
chicken.
And don't forget the smoke part. It sounds really good when you say it. The snake part didn't really taste good, but the chicken tasted really good.
Snake's just it's a meat stick.
Pretty much.
It's just a meat stick.
Yeah. Part of the steak.
It's a meat. It's a
jerky part.
A lot of people don't know it either, but whenever you hold a gar in your hands, the mouth isn't the only thing you have to watch out for. Whenever you hold them, their scales. If you run your hands opposite direction of their scales, they will lay you open like a razor. They are razor sharp. I've been cut by them just by holding them. I've had them wiggle and just lay my hands open to slice me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like that barb on a cat.
Oh, catfish, the barbs.
Yeah, the barbs.
Yeah. The arms.
Oh man, them things hurt like.
Yeah, you really got to get your hands on them cats well. Because they got that barb that sticks out, and that thing. Ugh.
That'll hurt.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. I haven't been poked by one of those yet, but I've touched them to understand how bad it can get. One of those good lessons to have.
Uh-oh. We lose him?
Yeah. Mike's adjusting the camera.
I think he lost.
He froze.
Yeah, he froze up. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, it went crazy for a second. I was like, what is going on? But yeah, them things, they will definitely, man, they will cut your hands up. I've had them cut me up pretty bad. And you probably can't see it, but on my finger right here, plumb around my finger. It's hard to see. I guess it's this one here. Yeah. I had a gar grab me, and it just slipped me plumb around. The gar grabbed my finger. I was like, oh my God. And it grabbed me and it cut me to the bone plumb around my finger. Yeah, he wasn't wanting to let go. He didn't want to let go of the hook. I was trying to get the hook out of his mouth, and he flipped around and grabbed my finger.
Yeah. I think let him go. So you can have that hook, but you just get out of the boat.
Right.
Kaylee, I'll tell you all funny stories. She'll get mad at me for telling you, but man, I laughed so hard in the boat last year. We was running jug lines, and we was running a trot line, and we ran this trot line, and we went down there. We'd already ran the jug lines, and we pulled in the catfish. We got some good sized catfish, and we'd already got the catfish, and we start coming up on the trot line, and you can see like these white look like plates underneath the water, and they're kind of moving all along the line. She's like, "What is that?" I knew what it was. I knew it was turtles. had got on the trot line. So we started coming up to that trot line, and these turtles are there. And she goes, "Dad, what are those turtles doing?" Well, they're drowned. I didn't know. But she couldn't figure out why those turtles were on their back underneath the water. We had a. I laughed so hard I could hardly steer the boat. But yeah, so I cut them loose. I cut them all loose. But she was just like, the look on her face. She was like, "Dad, what do they do?" I was like, the backstroke. I don't know.
What can you tell kids, right?
It was so funny.
We were speaking of turtles. We'll just go like I did last time I talked to Mike. We might just go off each other's story, y'all. We can do this all night long. And that's the way it used to be, storytelling. That's why you're Cherokee. You got the same type of thing I do. My family would sit around before TV. We sat around and we shared stories, and everybody talked, and that's what you did. You didn't have no TV, so I enjoyed storytelling. But I was going to say, we were up the lake, and we'd been snorkeling. And there was big bonehead. He's always in trouble, but he swim up under a turtle, and come busting through the water with a turtle in his hand. I'm busting through the water with a turtle in his hand. I'm like, "Are you serious?" And he goes and puts it on the boat.
I put it on the pontoon boat.
He put it on the pontoon boat. But I'm like, "Really?" He swam up underneath one and grabbed it.
Yeah, I was in.
Oh my God!
The little flippers.
Yeah. It wasn't a snapper; it was just a
box turtle.
Yeah, just a little box turtle.
But I swam about a good 40 feet or something like that. It was like a distance. Underwater.
What was he doing? Drinking or getting air or something?
He was just on top, out here, close to the middle of the lake almost, in the little alley that we were in. And I was like, I wonder if I can catch that little sucker, because, that'd be just fun just to catch a turtle. I mean, if I don't catch it, it'd be like, okay, I missed that. There was nothing there, right? But I swam. I was like, got to get in line, get my breathing right, and I got right, went on down, swam as fast as I could, just knew that this is the direction, don't know where I'm going, just keep on going till I see a shadow, keep going, just keep on swimming, swimming, and then I saw a little shadow. I was like, no freaking way, there's the turtle. Well, where the boat was, so I turned towards it, and I went planning this.
Did he see you?
No, he didn't see me the whole time. I'm looking up at him, and I come swimming up. And then once I got underneath him, his head went underwater. He was just about to scoot on out of here. I grabbed him. I just kept on going up with him, too.
That's funny.
I used to run East Tennessee Cave, so I was in the cave big time for years. And still into a lot of cave stuff that's still some crazy stuff going on. But anyway, he when he was little, and I always tell people when you go cave, this is no joke. This is a cave. You get killed here, so I can't. There's no joking around when you're in a cave. There's some serious stuff in there. And anyway, we're walking through the cave and turn around and he's holding a bat. And I go, "What are you doing with a bat?" He goes, "It was drowning. It was in the." I said, "It was drinking. Put that thing down." I said, "Don't pick up no bat." He was like 8 years old, but he was drinking water.
We're in the far back of the cave too, to get everybody to know where we're at. We're in the furthest back of the cave, about at the dead end of it.
Yeah.
Here I am.
They got rabies and all this stuff. I'm like, you don't pick up caves. You don't pick up bats.
I'm like, well, I saw a bat in struggle. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't try to bite me.
He was drinking. He sat down just having some water and that was sitting safely.
Yeah, it looks like I'm there. I look at the other one. They were doing the same things. I was like, well, you guys save
you have to make sure that he don't start foaming at the mouth trying to bite you on your way out of the cave.
I only do that at night. Yeah. I plan my foaming of the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh Lord!
Fluff wants to know if I ever done any noodle fish. I had never done that noodle fish. That just sounds crazy too.
I've tried it.
You have tried it?
I have tried it, but never really found it fish in those holes. But also the other part was don't really want to put my hand in a dark area where I can't see. So I swam out still, but didn't felt no fish there. Could have been a turtle. Didn't felt that either. I don't want either.
I'm an explorer and experiment, but there's something I'm like that don't make sense. But I mean, a lot of people, I guess you got to be trained how to put your arm up through and let it get your hand, and then fall out.
Well, it's like you're supposed to maneuver them and then get your hand, fill them, and just pet them or something like that, and then like you put your hand in there, like you're supposed to keep training them or something like that. Like show them that you're not fearing them or something like that. That's what I've heard. It's the way it was described to me. It's like you're supposed to like try to know where the fish is at. I know that. This is what I heard. You know where the fish is at. You try to like get your hand on in there, and you just get your hand, pull them on out.
I guess,
but you gotta like maneuver them.
I'd rather just have a little bobber, and it goes bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way. Just a nice little fish, hook it in there, a worm.
So, since we're talking about water, there's a big thing going around right now in the summer. Y'all's probably heard of it. A lot of the fisheries and lakes are warning people of this brain-eating amoeba. What is your all's thoughts on that?
Wow.
That's new for me.
Might be some of our problems here. But
they do exist.
If I don't know, then honestly, I'm part of it.
Let me see if I got Mike said there's a brain. It's a brain eating
algae or something.
Yeah,
like that?
there's there's a little amoeba. It's a one cell organism that lives in the water, and it goes up your nose and it attacks your brain. There's actually like 97% of the people that get this die. And now they're telling people it's in all the waters, and it goes up your nose, and if you get it, you die a pretty bad death. Seizures, convulsions, and there's nothing they can do for you except for just sedate you, I guess, pretty much until you die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah.
I got an opinion on it.
What's that?
I think it's a fear factor. They do a lot of fearing, keeping people away from the ocean and lakes and such. And the reason
try to keep people out from the sun.
That's what I was thinking too.
Everything's got a twisted story, don't it? Yeah.
Lakes are very mineral. So if you want to really fix your body, you tend to go to the lakes. And if they want to keep everybody sick, it'll be a fear factor to try to keep people out of the lakes and oceans and such, because it's really healing if you get in the waters. The water's just got all the minerals your body needs. Even fish poo is actually good for your skin. It's crazy it is.
You might be on. That will be the next new lotion by Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot.
Yeah, be new eyeliner. New eyeliner, little bat poo and fish poo. Same colors.
Fish poop mask.
I was like, honey, you put that fish on again?
He has the softest skin, but he smells like a freshly opened can of tuna.
That's the sad thing about it. We're all probably telling the truth. That's the bad thing about it. We like everything to smell good. The grandma's like, come here, I'm gonna put this medicine on you, and you're like, what is it? Don't you worry about that. Don't breathe.
Yeah.
That's the smell, Grandma.
Oh, well, kind of like the Grinch. This is not pudding.
Well, fish pool. What Glenn is saying? Fish pool. I didn't get there, but well, I know this is something I do know. Here's something I do know: is that like, let's see, cats will love you all. Yeah, they will. Come, my cat's still licking me. Here's something I do know, and We are not giving any kind of medical advice. We have no medical understanding. We are comedians, complete stand-up comedians, right? This is all comedy.
Yep.
Whew. Let's get that out first,
Yeah.
because but like poison, we have the ability to build our immune system like poison ivy. If you eat a little here and there, small bites or whatever, like I said, I don't even know what to, go out there and start eating it. You might be a little sorry, but it's like in nature, the meanest thing beats the meanest thing. It's always the same way. A stronger, like tobacco is really strong, so it will. If you put on a bee sting, it will neutralize that poison because it's stronger than the bee poison, so it kills it. And so there is a
microdosing of poison ivy leaves and such would help.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are allergic to bees, but if they, they should have some kind of way you could
like
take
snake
bee doses, because they do it for snakes. Some people that train with snakes, they take. I was in high school and I had a guy that did that, and before he could own a cobra, he had to have his immune system build up. So he'd come to school, he'd get sick and throw up and stuff, but he'd build up his immune systems. So that's why growing up we kind of got taught backwards. That now everybody's washing their hands with alcohol.
Stay always clean.
Trying to stay clean. Entertainment purposes only, completely.
Yeah, like it.
Because they do kind of want people to buy unnatural things.
They don't want you to think that your body can heal itself.
Well, that's true.
I think that's really the main one thing. If they can get you not to think that your body can fix itself, like if you got a cut, you don't think it's going to heal itself, like it does every time. I don't need to go to the doctor, for a cut. If I got a deep cut, I just put a stitch together. As long as it's together and it's clean, I don't have to go to the doctor for it. The body will heal itself. That's the type of theory. Yeah, that's for any type of bacterial stuff.
And that's the thing. Oh, that's what all the old farmers knew. They didn't have a vet. If a farmer had a vet, he couldn't afford to have his livestock because if you had to call the vet because the cow had wolf disease or hoof disease, or if you call
wolf disease,
or if you have to call the vet because we've learned over the years there's no way I could afford the vet for the amount of animals that we have and have had, or I would be out of business. Because if our chickens, they get cut or torn, we keep sutures and we keep Novocaine and we keep basic, but we've learned. I can sew a chicken up and they heal up and they're happy. Why can't here, Brad? Let me sew you up. So it's
yeah.
I think that's a lot of farmers know all that. You don't really have to have. You just have to have knowledge. I think Jesus says my people suffer because of lack of knowledge.
I think it's you die because of lack.
Well, they do. You will die of lack of knowledge.
Mm-hmm. If you don't know, you will die. Continue in the same hole of problem, then you stay in the whole problem until it dies, until you die with it. But
so that disease that's out there in the water, I'm sure there's a lot more things out there, but keeping your we do. I'm kind of weird, but this time of the year,
because look at all the people that go into the water every year, and they say that 10 people in the United States will get the amoeba, so the odds are almost minute. When I was little, we had, the little swimming pool. It had like the little dolphins on the outside. You remember the little bitty ones that we would play in? It's like maybe a foot deep, 14 inches or whatever. That thing would be so green and slippery on the bottom, and we'd swim in it all day,
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're like us. We didn't have chlorine and stuff.
Yeah, I swam in the cow pond out here. How algae the top water could be. I saw my dog jump in. I was like, "Oh, it can't be that bad."
Yeah, well,
it's
somehow or another we have survived, and we are. I like to call our place a farmhouse because people come here, and I'm like, we might have a chicken running through the living room in a minute because they got one got through the back door, and so I don't like to call them. I don't like people to think they're coming to someone's house. So I'm like, no, this is a farmhouse. Like, what's that mean?
You might see a
You'll
possum.
see. My cat might donate a liver and from a tip mark at the front door for you. There's, it's, There's life and death all around us out here in the woods, and I can't keep it cleaned up. We can't.
Oh yeah.
I can't keep up the messes of the animals and the things they get into.
Yeah.
And my wife, she does. She's just made pets. She's just made friends with the spiders. Used to I was like, you got to clean up these spiders. She goes, no, I'm just gonna make friends with them
And talk to them.
and talk to them.
And tell them, stay out of my business,
Stay out of-
or I'll kill you.
Does that work?
Right.
I'm in the room right now, but I think it worked for her from what she said. I'll see if she'll say anything. When she comes back.
But yeah, she's learned to make friends. Well, I mean, me and him will save a yellow jacket or a bird. I'm not yellow jacket. We'll just save anything. We'll pick it up in the spider and we'll take him outside and let him go. Certain things she's just going to flatten them.
Yeah, she cuts no. She doesn't.
No,
that thumb is very trigger happy.
Yeah, she'll find that house shoe and she can get a spider from 20 foot away. Bam,
done. I mean, if she had a blow dart, she'll be happy. Who needs a blow dart? Yeah.
So, what about I know a lot of people cringe when we talk about eating a lot of things. I know when I was growing up, I ate a lot of things and it was something we looked forward to eating. And I noticed that a lot of the city people, they're like, what? You ate? No, no, that's nasty. But calf fries, right? That's one of my favorite things to eat. And we grew up, it's like a tender steak, but people, I don't know. I think people get accustomed, to eating things and they're not used to eating other things, maybe.
Yeah. Would you say cat fries?
Calf fries.
What are those?
Or cow testicles.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, what is that? Yeah. I mean, we eat poke. I get my poke every year. My grandma, she lived to be a long age, and I believe it pokes your immune system, but you got to get it at a certain size when they're small. And these guys tell you, I don't share very much. You want poke, you go on out here with me and get it, because I'm big into I'm getting my immune system this spring. Every spring I get it. I go out there and get my poke, and it's kind of like spinach, But I'm like you. There is things that a lot of people would go, why would you eat that? What else strange stuff do we eat? Because we do eat a lot of strange stuff. See, I'm a big eater. I'm afraid to say some things because I might offend people. Some people are very set. Like I eat a lot of pork. You're like, why would you eat pork?
Oh, God, that is a thing.
Yeah, I eat a lot of pork because pork ain't. You can't tame a pig. And believe it or not, when you take on anything, including plants, strong or weak, you do take on part of their kind of like their spirit, like that. So if you eat chicken and cow, you're obeying animals, and I believe in eating strong. We grow stinging nettle, and we smoke a lot of it. But the thing is I do believe in trying to get, like buffalo. You can't get store-bought buffalo because it's been tamed and it's got the wrong spirit. You have to get real buffalo or deer or turkey. I mean, those are going to give you squirrel. Wild squirrels are going to be really good.
A whole lot better than a chicken that you get at the store.
I mean, you do take on. I know it's weird, but I mean, you do take on what you eat, and somehow I don't know how that works, but some of the spirit of the food is there. And when you eat Doritos and things, and I call Doritos do-rot toes. Mm-hmm. But if you eat these things, you taking on whatever that spirit. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm. You're taking on some unnatural things for the physical body.
Yeah, chemicals and processing.
Yeah, yeah. We really avoid. Tina's been really good. She started.
I love pork.
Yeah.
Love it. I ate a lot of pig.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And actually, it's cheaper meat, but we cook it at like 763 degrees. We crystallize it. I mean, we really we have a miniature little RV oven that's outside. A lot of people, if you have the room to put an outside oven out, put it outside so you ain't got to heat your house and, run that big oven in the house. And anyway, we have a little RV heater that's sitting, is outside. And she'll put that thing at about 500 and we will take care of that pork. But a lot of people can't eat pork because their spirit's not strong enough and the pork rejects them. And a lot of people think, I can't eat pork. It makes me sick. And I go, that's because your spirit, it'll actually reject you. And I know that's crazy stuff.
Because the pork actually got its will and strength in itself. And then if it comes into a very weak, very following chicken type of person or something like that, it might make you sick because the pork's wants to be free. It wants to run and move and not really going to do that.
What's going to run and move? You're going to come out of your mouth or come out the other end in a fast position.
It could be that way if you got that too much.
So it will run free.
It would be if you eat too much. That's more than you need.
Well, you got to watch out though, because you got hogs. And hogs are kind of
hogs are good. The hogs are wild, untamable, freaking great spirit, strong beasts. And then you got pigs, like the pot-bellied pigs, just those slow, can't even walk no more type of spirit, and lay on its side type of spirit, kind of like a chicken, but just like I'm trying to figure out that word, gluttony. The gluttony pig. You don't want to have
you don't
gluttony
want to eat a pig that's glutton, but most of these pigs, luckily, though, they farm, they actually like being in a bunch of pigs, pushing each other around,
busting up around.
And, they like the mess, So that's a good thing about a lot of the pork that is raised. It actually likes dirt and filth, and it just they're rubbing on each other.
As long as they're side by side running and beating each other's heads, they'll be happy.
They're pretty happy.
Yeah, but if you get pork that's been caged up for too long, the pork's going to be depressed, not having no friends, not being sociable, and it just not a good energy to have on to you type of deal.
Yeah.
But, pork's damn good.
Yeah.
You got to eat that pork.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love pork skins. Chicharrones. That's pork skins, Clough. I have to give him a hard time.
I got some pork skin the other day. Me and Matt was at the grocery store, and I got me some pork skin. He went over there, and he got him a bag of sunny surprises. What are you going to get? Who knows? And then he gets back to the truck. Right? He gets back to the truck, and I'm like looking at my ingredients. Pork skin, vinegar, salt, pepper. He looks at it, he's like,
oh, yeah.
Very last word, what was it?
The last word?
Very last thing. It said,
geoengineered foods.
And I'm like, ooh, you're going to eat it.
Oh, no.
He goes, you want to trade us? No, pork rinds. I'm
Come on,
trying to buy the
trade.
real stuff.
Yeah, I even try to give him a piece. Like, it tastes better than that pork. He's like, nah, it doesn't taste better. I'm like, I'm with you. Don't pick just what I got.
Well, we went through a process probably 15 years ago. I was real fat. I was out of shape, and I went to see doctors and all that stuff. And then they tried to provide me with health care instead of health cures. And I'm like, that's not the way. I thought, I was a computer guy and worked on stuff all my life, and I usually have to provide cures. I have to fix someone's car. I don't bring back your car next Monday and I'll look at it again. So that whole thing just didn't go right with me. And then I was taking them notes. And then I realized, why am I taking the doctor's notes? Because then they're taking my advice. I'm like, well, now this don't make no sense. Now, if I was a professional plumber,
right,
it don't make no sense. And so I went to juicing and juiced for almost about a year, 2 years,
maybe 4.
It was a couple of years, but I know I went like the first year straight juice, no meat, nothing. Lost all my weight. I had to go get back. I had to get back my machine that you breathe on and all that stuff. They had me out on
the breathing machine.
Mm-hmm. And then when I went back to the medical world and they turned on me. They had little horns come out of their head. I mean, these people. I was like, I thought you people were on my side, but man, they were. It was weird. I did no idea what kind of people were that I was dealing with. But it was. You're going to have to sign a going against doctor's orders, and you're going to. They threatened me and all that stuff. And look, I had faith. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have faith, you get stuck in situations where you're like, man, I just trust God, and I'm going to go this way. And but anyway, then Tina, she cut out milk. We cut out milk many years ago, cow milk, and but we had to go for a long ride of trying to get basic with potatoes, and you're like, man, life ain't so much fun no more. You don't get all the Captain Crunches and all the good stuff, but we stuck to our guns and learned to get more natural. We got chickens because now I can have eggs, so we started getting things and growing our own tomatoes, and I guess but over time, I mean, she's like me. If it ain't, she'll pick it up and like put it against her body, and if it pushes her back, she'll put it right back down. So she does that. She can kind of pick up a chicken, and she'll hold it up, and if it moves her back, she'll go If it pulls it forward, then she'll pick it up. But she checks the food and makes sure that we're bringing in stuff to eat to make us healthier.
Pretty much just get a feel for it. Another part of the testing of, is a meat good? Is it not green? Okay, all of that look good. Now let's see if it's like good for me. And go forward or back and make decisions by that.
Trust your intuition and stuff more.
And then you can also do it with a bunch of meat in front of you. You could test yourself, be one green meat and a couple other good ones, and you just like put your hand over it. This is what I do now.
I'm talking about green meat, but go ahead.
Test your.
I'm writing a note down about something. Go ahead.
Cool.
Green eggs and ham.
Chicken fingers.
We'll talk about chicken fingers here in a minute.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
A different topic on that one.
Go ahead.
But what I do is I put my hand over it and just get a feel. Like I got you ever feel like you got heat coming off your hands? Well, that's what I pretty much do. I kind of like emit it and feel over the meat and such, or whatever I'm trying to look for to see if I like it or not, or if it's good for me or not. And I could actually feel the taste and what it would taste like and such sometimes. And, it just depends on what it is. I can feel it for just doing my hand over it.
That's good. Well, you're practicing.
But I practiced for many years.
Practicing.
Also
Practicing trusting your intuition. It really is practicing that. I was going to say about your green meat. A lot of people. I had to do a little research because you can't ever find no information about anything. And I'm like, what is a chicken finger? And then I had to, what is a chicken tender? And then I'm like, man, I got to research this stuff. So I worked. And I found out it's that like piece. They say, oh, it's just that piece up there. I guess on the chicken somewhere in his breast or something, right? But anyway,
centered pieces of the breast or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so I studied more and more and more. How do I say this over YouTube? People might eat chicken fingers and stuff. But anyway,
pretty popular.
If you study there's a part of the chicken that a lot of times turns green because if it's abused and bruised, and they'll say, "What's fine to eat?" For me, green chicken.
It's the most part out of the chicken right there. Yes,
that's
the most abused part out of the chicken when they're being raised the way they got raised.
And so you're given, like I said, people got kids are probably like, "Give me them chicken fingers; they're going in the trash can." But nuggets. The stuff we give it's the abused meat. I'm like, what is it?
I cannot handle that chicken nuggets. I can't do it.
Right.
Same with me. Even the first time I ever tried chicken nuggets, way back then, it was something weird tasting about it. I mean, is it correlated from back then to now? I don't know, but still, there's something about chicken nuggets I never really liked about.
Well, I mean, you can take a Big Mac and throw it out there on the sidewalk, and it'll be there 3 weeks later. Touches it,
Yeah. So do you all like cow tongue?
Cow tongue. I've tried cow tongue. Huh? I am surprised about cow tongue. Cow tongue actually is a soft, tasteful meat. I'm surprised about it. Yeah, surprisingly, it is actually.
It's like a tender roast.
It's soft. It's like the best part of the steak. There's no hard parts about it. It's just really good. You know,
That's why you talk so much.
it might be.
You are what you eat. Blah, 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 blah.
Now wait. I've seen videos where they've like cooked and tried to eat cow tongue, and it's like they bite into it, and it's just
Oh,
hard.
they don't cook it right.
Oh no, yeah, they ain't cooking it right. Mine will just fall apart.
Okay.
Yeah, it should. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like butter almost. I mean, it's so soft and tender. It's really good.
Mhm.
Well, here's the one on chicken. Another bad news for chicken. Sorry, guys, but I'm going to give you that. Right. But, everybody's wondering, Grandma used to make the best fried chicken. Now I go home and I put my chicken in my pan and I've got boiled chicken. What is going on? Well, they do, they call it puffing. What do they call it? Where they put water in it.
Oh,
Plumping.
plumping.
They do it to all chicken now. 30% water. I'm not talking about some.
Oh.
When you go look for your chicken, if it ain't real pale, if it ain't tan, it'd be kind of white. Look for the tanner chicken. Now, if you get the legs and the wings, pinker. Yeah, pinker. Because if it's whiter, you'll go home and we do all kinds of experiments. We took a chicken, we bought it, and we put it home. We brought it home. We put it in a pressure cooker, reduced it, took the water, weighed it out, looked at the difference, and it was, it was like 3 pounds of water inside of a 6-pound chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're now if you go to what's that restaurant I was telling you about? I do research. I'm trying to figure out how to. I watch TV and there was this guy that there's a place that cooks chicken. They do commercials. It's a restaurant. Chipotle, right? They have their own chicken suppliers. Because I'm like, how are you guys frying chicken? Because nobody else can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But they have their own chicken supplies, and that's what they do. They get them non-plumped. They don't have water in them. That's why you're wondering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're doing some bad stuff for their food, obviously. But with the chicken, I know I'm not the only one, and most people are probably thinking the same thing. I used to be able to fry good chicken, but I have to take it now, and I have to put it in a pressure cooker to get the water out, and then take out a pound of water, and then I can go fry it in oil. But I'm not supposed to have to do that. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of
makes a lot of sense, because I do not like you go get the sandwich meat, in a package. I've always told Mom, it has no taste. It tastes like water. There's no taste to that meat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Chicken does not have a taste. Why? Because it's been plumped with salt waters and such like that, and other ingredients to keep its thing. But they start losing their pink color because if you think about it, it's like salt water on meat. What happens? It turns more white and such. So that's what you're looking for. It actually absorbs into the meat.
Yeah, they say they use it for preserving, and that kind of stuff, and it might. But just put salt on the outside of it then. You know what I'm saying? But
but do you really want to eat a chicken that's a year old,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Sitting on a shelf dead for a year. Been plumped for a year.
I'm just not feeling all right, boys.
Where's my chicken?
I just have these chicken tenderloins.
Ever since I had that green chicken breast, I just ain't felt right.
They have to bread that chicken, right? They got to bread it so you can't see it.
My dad.
I'm hoping some people don't watch this, because some people are like, "Oh my gosh, I ain't eating no more chicken."
My dad.
No more.
Oh Lord.
We'll ruin your appetite quick. Won't we?
Yeah, I'll go around dinner.
Yeah, I don't know what's out there eating dinner right now.
I love steak. My dad loved steak, but when we would go get steak, I get my steak well done. Dad would get his medium rare, and I could barely eat mine watching him sop that. They say it's not blood, but I say it was blood. But he would sop his biscuit up in it, and he's like, "That's where the taste is at." And I'm like, "No, the taste is in it being well done." Because if that thing is still mooing on my plate, I don't want it. But a lot of people do.
Well, that's the way my grandma was, and I'm sure yours was the same. I was, a little kid, and I come in the kitchen. She's got the big old iron skillet on there, 2 inches of lard, cooking up eggs, and they're flipping them and rolling them. and bacon, and you know, and I'm like, have you guys heard about cholesterol? You know, I mean, but I
They
saw
were
how,
all skinny
but
back
the
then.
thing is, they all were fine. My
That's
grandma
it.
spent all of her life, and I'm like, what happened? Everybody used to.
That's it. You know, my grandma, same thing. She would go to the butcher shop, and the doctor would gripe at her because she would go buy, and you can buy it real cheap. You can buy the fat. They will sell it to you in little squares. It looks like, like dice. She would buy huge bags of that. She would render it down, and then that's what she would fry everything. And then the doctor said, "Oh my God, you're using pure fat from animals." You know what? My grandma died at 96 years old, and she was strong up until the day almost she passed away. And they all lived. All of my grandparents lived to their 90s, and they ate fried chicken, fried rabbit, fried squirrel. Everything was fried in lard. It wasn't this, corn oil, and you know, it was the real deal.
Yeah, and you know that's a good thing. I think it's RFK is putting. I think they're having stores are going back to lard, aren't they?
Mhm.
I think they're going back to them. I guess so. I'm like, yeah, maybe they've realized animal lard is better than seed oil. I guess I don't. We don't eat.
Well, yeah, sunflower oil is not actually good for you. There's a lot of
vegetable
seed oil.
Vegetable oils
Seeds
are
not good for you.
Yeah, and they're figuring that out now. And like I said, I know a lot of your restaurants are going back to. I think it's lard. I guess.
I think it's lard. I think you're right. There was some type of. Yeah.
I'm sure someone in the chat will know. They'll know.
Yeah.
Well, did y'all hear about the poor little kid in school the other day? They got in trouble. The dad was on his way to work. He worked construction. He's got his hard helmet on, big old beard, big old muscled up guy is on his way to work. And he says, I get a phone call and they say, "We need you back here at the superintendent's office right now. Your son is in here." And he said, "Is it something I need to be there for? Because I'm on my way to work."
Yeah.
And they said, "Yeah, it's real important that you get here. We've already called the police." And he said, "What in the world?" So he said, "Man, I turned my truck around and I went back and I walked in there, and there sits his kid with the principal and the vice principal, and they got the kid in there scolding him." The teacher had noticed he brought 2 Reese's cups in his lunch. And they said, "Sir, this is a nut-free school because there's kids allergic to peanuts." And he said, I started laughing. And she said, "Are you not taking this serious?" And he goes, "Oh, you have no idea how serious I'm taking this." He goes, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life." He said, "If the kid's allergic to peanuts, he's not going to eat the peanut butter cups that my son has." And the principal was like, "Well, we've called the police. This is the same as if he would have brought, a pew-pew to school."
Whoa.
And he's like, No. He said, I disagree. And he said it was so stupid. He said, so I ended up making a joke. I said, "Well, I'm glad at least it was just a little 2-cup one and he didn't bring the extended cup one. We'd have really been in trouble." He said, and I picked my kid up and took him out. He said, "We'll be homeschooling him now.
Right.
So crazy.
It is. That's really crazy. And I know they're, I think they're getting rid of the Department of Education. I mean, to me, school was always backwards. I learned that. To me, I mean, I'm not, there's a club and I'm not in it and I don't want to be in their club. That's been my life story. I don't want to be in you guys' club anyway. I'm sorry, I don't fit in, but I don't, I don't. And
I grew up in a little town where whenever I sat in the classroom, I could look out the window. I knew everybody that lived in town. I could see their houses. I could see my house, I knew everybody that lived in town. You'd have a really cool day would come up, it'd be really nice weather. And our teachers weren't like the teachers nowadays. They would actually come in the classroom and say, "Guys, it's too nice to be sitting in here." Mm-hmm. And they would take us outside, and we may play outside all day that day. Mm-hmm. But, the teachers, they would play kickball with you. They'd play basketball with you. The science teacher, he would have his magnifying glass out, and he's over there, killing ants, I mean, it was just everybody it was more connected. We were more connected. And, we would cook in our school. Like, I'm Cherokee. A lot of people in my school was Cherokee. So we would make like Cherokee dishes. They would teach us how to build fires outside. They would take the rocks from building the fire and they would teach us how to cook stew with hot rocks. A lot of people don't know how to do that, but you can actually cook your stew, with hot rocks. And we would do that where you drop the actual rock in the stew, and we would cook stew and everything like that.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, you're
awesome.
right. I mean, well,
That's what school should be.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of teachers just have their hands tied because of the laws, So I mean, there's been, unlike you, I've had teachers that cared and couldn't do anything, couldn't help people, and then we have a lot of that. You're speaking of a hot rock. Let me show you a hot rock.
Can
If I don't fall over, get back to my seat here.
Don't worry, I'll be here.
This right here, man, I got this the other day. Now, this was made in Japan, but if you've got like your old canteen, now listen here,
New York,
you fill it full of water, and you have this little thing, and you screw it on. It's a hot water bottle, and you might think, metal hot water bottle, but these right here, I love it. I just fill it with warm water if I've got a back pain or whatever. And I just, you can get the rubber ones, but what I like about these is you could be camping, and you can put warm water and pour it in there. You can beat it up and throw it around. But like if you got one of those old Boy Scout canteens, we got one of those too. Man, that's the best water heater because they don't tear, they never wear out. They're just made out of metal.
And they last a long time with that much water.
And you could carry water. You could carry water, and you say, "Well, I'm going to take water and go camping." And then when I get there and it's cold at night, I'm going to fill it up with warm water,
Put it in front of the sun all day, and by bedtime, I'll be ready to warm up the little thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's how they used to make them. That way they never went bad. Now they make them out of rubber, but just like them old canteens, some people have them from their kids. But I think it's great. You can set it on your fireplace. You fill it with water, and in the wintertime, you just leave it on the fireplace. Where the rubber ones, I don't recommend that. And, but that's old technology that
works great, and we don't got technology that does better.
Yeah, we don't have anything that takes a beating. This is an old one, and these beat up
heat blankets, but it's like, dude, this takes no energy. This is just cold water.
He's been getting his wisdom teeth in for like 20 years, still trying to get them.
Still trying to get them. I got two.
So I filled this up. I filled it up for him the other day, and he laying over there with his little hot water bottle.
Yeah, I was in heaven. Yep.
Yeah,
that was the day I was in heaven.
That holds heat a long time, and like I said, if you got, even if you at the flea market come across an old canteen, Boy Scout canteen, grab them. They're valuable.
And it's worth it, or at least give it to somebody, because it's worth it just for a gift, at least. If you ain't gonna use it.
Yeah.
And you guys give each other stitches too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, we buy. I bought a pack of. Yeah, he sold. Didn't we tell him the other day?
We did, but we didn't
tell him that my doctor. Oh, yeah, you didn't sell my hand. I mean, this was his job here.
Where's your pinky? This is your pinky.
Yeah, right
there. There's the scratch. There's the heel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right here.
Oh, we do it so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you get?
I'm showing this.
Okay.
I'm going to show you this. This is most people. Most people have a not this. I'm going to show you what's behind there. Most people have like you open up your little cabinet, your medicine cabinet. But yeah, this is our medicine cabinet, as you can see. Ta-da! I mean,
wow.
Yeah, we are. We've been trying to, like most people, trying to have things on hand, for ourselves, so that really it's with our pets and all. And we do everything from tea tree oil to horse. We got lots of horse medicine because we got to take care of horses.
Like
if we ever have that horse, there's gonna be one day there's gonna be a horse come by, and we got everything for horses.
Right, exactly.
This stuff is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's great for horses. It's really good for horses.
You gotta get this spearmint one. If you were going to sew up somebody or a chicken, this would be great to heal them fast afterwards.
It really does. He used that on a chicken that was had gotten ripped open.
Yeah, on the back by a dog that ripped
and
up
that
the
stuff
back.
Really for after he got stitches, he put that on there
on top.
And he healed his rooster from some pretty bad stuff.
And this stuff between these two.
Everybody knows what Desitin is. That's great for baby wipes, for diapers and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, that's
Keeping
really good
rashes
for
down.
putting on a.
To keep an area from getting wet.
Yeah, really.
For an animal in
Especially
nature.
animals, because
This
animals
is
are
great.
going to be
It's a
goats and
gel
chickens.
over
They're
it.
going to be running around getting into all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
And you got to have your ivermectin for your horse. So you got a horse. You got to have your horse medicine.
Gotta have
Yeah.
it.
Tennessee has made it legal now to get it over the counter, but you can't get the pharmaceuticals. They're not participating. You know how that is. But
Well, I've heard, ivermectin cures a lot of things in animals.
Yeah, right. It cures cancer in animals and a whole lot of things in animals.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've been taking it our horses have been taking it a long time, and they do really well. I can keep it straight here.
Yeah.
It's doing me well. I mean, someone well. Dang horse. My horse is called me.
Right.
That horse.
I'm just looking through some of our, like I said, we are kind of.
Yeah, my horse had a headache one time, and my grandpa grabbed some horse liniment and rubbed it on the neck, and the headache went away.
Right.
It works. Yes. Even cleaning up your sinuses. Now this stuff, there's a bunch of stuff falling now. But besides that, this stuff does great for cleaning out your sinuses in your nose. Put some of that in your nose. It'll clear you out, and your stopped up nose and your headaches will go away with this.
This is wormwood. Now, I think a lot of people know what wormwood is. See, ivermectin doesn't penetrate the brain barrier, but this does.
Yeah.
Wormwood. So it's good to have wormwood. That's a type of plant.
To help get the amoeba out of the horses.
Yeah, out of the horses, because they won't have their brain barrier.
Yeah, they got a thick skull. They do.
I'm just going to show you. This is my dentist office. My horse's dentist office.
Horses.
We got to make sure this is my horse's dentist office. We do everything, don't we, Matthew, to horses?
Yep.
We even do cavities. This right here.
Wow.
This is a light that you use for UV light.
Oh.
Everybody's memory, you're gone. You did not see nothing on this show. I've got everything you saw.
I'm already forgetting.
The thing is, they control this stuff. They control everything. You can't.
They do.
But this is zinc. Now you can get zinc. This is just zinc powder. Now you take zinc powder.
Yes.
And you add. Now this is called human eugenol. But anyway, this is nothing but clove oil. You add that to that, you end up with a like a dough. That's what they do cavities with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you're paying all that money for it. This much cavity filler cost me $8.
That
just
amount.
to give you an idea. It's insane.
$8. Think about a cavity. What it costs. One of them.
Yeah.
But we're high tech.
Yeah.
I got the best dentist you've ever. My horse has got the best dentist you've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all do you vaccinate your horses for tetanus?
Yeah.
We do.
No.
Sounds good. We do.
We don't have any horses, but we're
The horse does.
Someday when we get horses,
This is what we heard about prepping for horses.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the only thing we're authorized to work on is horses.
Maybe.
So what do you do for allergies? You all have something you do for allergies? Is it honey?
Yeah, we have our bees, and so we grow our own honey. I think. What do you think for allergies? We do a lot of stuff. He takes his ivermectin. Your horse takes his ivermectin. But for allergies, like I said, I think everybody's got inflammation from either the fog the Kim
Every time I think
skies. What
Oh,
are you gonna call it?
I'll tell you, I never had allergies until I got older. And the more and more with the chemicals and the spraying and stuff like that, they say, oh no, you just get allergies as you get older. Maybe partially, possibly, but I mean, it's bad to the point where I can't even, my eyes swell up and itch so bad, and I can't, hard to breathe, and I'm like, I've never been allergic to anything.
Yeah, inflammation. I mean, I get burny eyes and stuff, and a lot of it it's right after those airplanes go by and they leave
Yep.
that nice.
Hmm.
They don't call it. They call them
Yeah.
contrails.
Yeah.
water trail
Water trail that they leave.
that they
Yeah.
that long line that doesn't
But,
stop.
but for
Yeah.
inflammation,
I think I think I'm allergic to their exhaust. I think that's what it is.
golf planes.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, we've got where we take only we take aspirin. That's natural. Of course, we have been able. We've been lucky. We've been able to get away from a lot of things, the Tylenols and the Excedrins. And I mean, I understand sometimes you're just like, I just can't get rid of this bad headache. You're going to go reach for something that work. And but like I said, there's so much things involved using heat, physical things. It's a rough
barometric pressure.
Yeah, and the barometric pressure changes,
Trying to
and
keep up
it's
with
just
that.
constant. Yeah, we keep a. Go ahead, you talk, man. You gonna get it.
Now, do you ever do teas like willow bark tea and cherry bark tea for like headaches and pain because of the natural aspirin that's in them?
For what kind of seeds?
Willow bark or
Willow
cherry bark
Okay, cherry bark
for the
seeds.
teas.
Yeah,
To make the tea.
I went through. I'm like you. I went through years of trying everything. I ordered every kind of seed there was. I've used them all. I've got about all of them. I swear I've done everything. But I did order because there was so much. There's so many things you can use, and honestly, my results have not been. I have never really found anything good for the inflammation. I'm still. I'm like most people, going. I don't know what to do. And it ain't food I'm eating. It's my family. We all eat the same and stuff, and we're still coping. Mainly because you manage pain. You're like, I've got a really bad headache. You manage pain. I mean, CBDs is finally legalized in a lot of places, and so that's one way to manage it.
But it's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
But one thing I did notice for myself is this stuff. If you can clear out your nose, it should like if you had I had sinus infections and stuff like that every now and then, and I take some of this, it clears out the sinus infection. Like it's gone. It drops it all out.
Yeah,
so
we've tried homemade nose stuff.
This
we
horse
would add
nose can help your horse.
I've added DMSO to nose drops, and I've done so many different experiments for because that's all you can do. It's when you're trying to find a cure. I don't want to always have to take pain medicine. I want a cure. I want to be like, okay, ginger's been really good. Ginger, fresh grind. You get up that morning and the barometric pressure's changed, and you go, oh, I got that thing going on right here, my eye, my head. Ginger, but anyway, ginger's really good. Fresh, buy some, put in the fridge, and grind it in hot water, and so ginger's really good. She says, Sunshine says, dandelion tinctures is great for allergies, inflammation. Yeah, that and that's really a good ideal is getting dandelions and making tinctures. We don't do it because we're too lazy. I'd rather go get the aspirin.
And it's very strong. Strong spirit is a dandelion. They go through everything.
We did a short today on wild lettuce. You put it on this show, but it was that plant was 15 foot.
It got to be 15 flat.
But wild lettuce is called poor man's opium, and it tastes like aspirin. I tasted it today. You break a limb off and it starts dripping this white stuff out. Kind of like they do in anyway, but I mean, we used to collect that up and to refine it down and then put it up and use it. We make tinctures. We have a lot of tinctures. We do make a lot of tinctures. We do a lot of tinctures. I don't know how many tinctures we have.
I even do my own tinctures. I don't know what I create.
Yeah.
I just know
And when he was like
I don't know
9,
where it was.
when he was like 9, I find this one tincture he made. It said cure for cancer. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you're 9. You can't just write down cure for cancer. And he's like, no, this is what you need. It's like 3 ingredients. I'm like,
That's it.
but yeah, by the time he's 9, he thought he had the cure.
I was shocked when I found out. Like, I just went on the internet. It said, "Give me the cure for cancer," and there it was. It was in some tea form and some other stuff. And you put it together, and there you go. You got a cure for cancer. I'm like, oh, this is pretty easy, guys. Like, here's the problem, and here's the solution.
Here's I gotta give a pet tip out because man, we all know pets and the ticks and the fleas.
Oh yeah.
The tick collars you buy, they have
Flea collars.
The flea collars. I can't read a word on here. Ain't that great? But the flea collars, it has this ingredient. We buy the bottle because we put it in a spray bottle, and you can spray the pet. You're trying to find the name to it.
I know the name. I can say the name.
What's the name?
Permethrin.
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 Yeah, that's the ingredient that they put. Like you buy these expensive flea collars, and you get that stuff that you drip on their back. That's what that is, and you can get it for your gardens and stuff for larger uses. You can get a bottle like this for about $15, I think, on eBay.
This is 10%. 10%. You can't get a 30-something percentage.
Yeah, we've got a 30-something. That's how we use this one.
That's actually better.
But yeah, we just dilute it, and we do add apple cider vinegar because that gets rid of smell. And because I mean, the fleas and ticks are horrible.
Oh yeah.
And my dogs are just. I mean, we tried everything, and this is the only thing that we can do is that. That's one of the big pet tips we found, and we still have to. We get him up on the operating table, and we go after him with a spray bottle and a brush. Like, come here, buddy. We've tried dipping them and stuff, but we still.
And he's getting better.
Yeah,
I mean, he's finally grown his hair back. He had bad mange because of all the fleas for so long.
And this is what got rid of the mange.
That's what we found, and finally gotten rid of it.
The mange. That's what get rid of the mange, and that's the thing is that you get the prescription. That's what they give you. If you get a prescription for mange, you'll get this stuff. But anyway, that's for the pet people out there, because I know a lot of people are in pet agony, And you got not necessarily, but you can get CBD for pets too, especially if you got an aging cat, aging dogs, which we've gone through all that. But
yeah,
it's good to put in their food and water when you're getting old.
You gotta hope you outlive your cat, because if you die before your cat will eat you, allegedly.
Well, I always said the cats were made in Egypt. That's why everybody worships them. Army people out there. That's probably true. Make me
so what about the poison hemlock? A lot of people's been getting into that lately, causing them a lot of trouble.
Yeah, right. The hemlock.
Now, this has been
Who's asking about the hemlock?
Exactly.
Oh, what you gonna say about hemlock?
This is for me.
Okay, for you.
And the type of way I've been through it. I had puffed up eyes. That's hemlock, if I remember right. When you get puffed up, swollen shut eyes, and it's sulfur. Just do at least a lick full of sulfur, and actually it helps without.
So sulfur was really good. I used to have feet pain, and I used to have to wear like insoles and all that. Stand on my feet a lot at work and stuff. And
right.
Sulfur just took care of all that. I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest things. I don't take I mean, if I get body ache, that's how we know. If I try to do this with my knuckles and they snap, I know I'm on sulfur. They used to put sulfur used to be in diesel. It's a lubricant, and also it's not water soluble, but when you take sulfur, it's what lubricates between the bones.
Is that you, Mike? No, I think it's Mike.
Mike,
what is it?
When you moved, I think it messed up the.
Okay, there was some kind of noise there.
Yeah.
But when you, it's gone now. But like I said, see, I can't pop my knuckles; they make no sound. And I ain't took sulfur in years, but we eat a lot of tomatoes and stuff, so we get a lot of sulfur. You can get, of course, sulfur through your natural foods. I don't know about this. we grow greens, and our greens ain't nothing like store greens. Those store greens, I don't know what they're doing. That's not real greens, guys. Our greens are sweet and tender, and they make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something going on. Like I said, a lot of the food. I don't care if it's GMO or not. I don't know. I don't know. You didn't get the power that you're supposed to have in it.
Right.
Yeah, you sit down to eat, and a piece of your spinach tries to crawl off your plate.
Didn't I have two chicken legs? Those are chicken fingers. That one ran off.
I must not have cooked that chicken finger long enough. If that's chicken fingers, I don't want to know where the spaghetti comes from.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's scary talking about these topics.
Our horse makes 5 pounds of spaghetti a day.
Where the meat came from, McDonald's.
It makes me nervous talking about half of this stuff because a lot of people are not aware. A lot of people are very aware of a lot of this, and a lot of people are not. They're just now starting to tune in and go, I didn't know that.
Well, there was a guy that just weed eated poison hemlock, and he ended up in the hospital, and he's going to have like organ transplants and had to have heart surgery just from weed eating it, just from it being in the air.
Wow. Well, I had tasted a death cap mushroom one time. Just tasted.
Oh, wow.
I swear, it was just a taste. I don't do mushrooms. No, that's over for me because what happened was I just did a little taste, but my stomach started cramping. I don't know if you've ever ate anything and your stomach cramps and it kind of starts locking up. Well, the bad thing about this, I didn't know this about that type of poison, or I didn't know that about poison. I never been poisoned like this bad before. But when my stomach cramped, I was like, okay, we have a redneck hot tub, which is it's a big commercial freezer with a RV heater on it. That's our redneck
water
hot
heater.
tub. That's our hot tub. It's a freaking big ass commercial heater, refrigerator. You climb in there and close the door. But anyway, I was walking. My stomach started locking up, and I was walking going. It's outside, going outside, and then I realized my arms and my legs. I started shaking, and I was going. It was spreading, and my arms were starting to go lock, and my legs were starting to lock, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got to get to the tub fast." I mean, that saved my. I'm thinking about it might have saved my life because I got in the heat and I was able to shake and just relax and relax the muscles so I could breathe because next I've been bothering my lungs because when it actually started locking up my body parts.
Wow.
Whoa, that is because it's one thing to have your stomach lock up, but when it starts spreading and you feel your arms and you're starting to get where you can't walk because you just start going into some kind of convulsions. And but yeah, that was because I was pretty liberal about mushrooms. I've sat around my family and had everyone at the campsite looking at each other strange. We used to be like, I just found some mushrooms. Let's try them. And
all right, they all look good to me. You cook it.
My family's got stories about us all sitting around going, "You guys remember that time Dad made them mushrooms and we ate them?" I'm like, "No, not really. Talk about that." You guys had a good day. Everybody like.
Yeah, to do much, have fun.
I didn't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Do not experiment with mushrooms. I did not know. I wouldn't do it again ever. But we'd sit around, and I'm like, "Is anybody feeling anything?" And they're like,
"I'm in the hammock. I'm doing good."
The first calm down. I don't know. I must have got lucky that day.
I was there picking with them, and we just kept on picking all the ones that looked good. I saw yellow, red, pink, all types of colors.
He wanted to show you our barometric meter. See, we
had to redesign it to actually read.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's made, well, believe it or not, this is, of course, this one is no, this is Phillips 66 Oil Company, right? Those guys can get access to the information. It's an old antique that I probably got off eBay, but it's a Phillips 66. So it was a plaque at one time that was given to some oil executives. It's got a thermometer, but you can see mercury work it, so you can read the numbers on it, but it goes from 28 to 31.
Yeah, it goes from this this lowest point right here to, then get my finger to work, to this lowest point. And we're reading it right now on this black mark.
You see that little piece that's just like a little sticky note that I cut. That's the lowest we've ever seen. And then that other little silver mark, or the straight line,
the gold mark,
that's the highest it's ever been. But when it moves, you feel it. At barometric pressure, it changes the density, and it changes in you'll get, when it moves, it's, they say, when it moves down, you get stormy weather, and we do. When we get rain and stuff, it starts moving down. When it gets closer over here, it gets stormy. Yeah,
when
it gets stormy.
Over.
But then your nose will get stopped up that night. You'll go to bed that night and you go, how come my nose is stopped up? And you wake up with that headache, because the density changed. And then when it swings back up to a higher pressure, that has another, then you're swimming back. And, we follow that like religiously, because we've realized we can see when it's time to take some aspirin. We can see when the bad weather's coming, because it does affect our head, but it's barometric pressure. I'm sure that you can get it on your phone now. You don't have to have a physical machine,
And each mark is a 0.1. As you can tell, 31's down here and 30's up here. Just a 0.1 of a mark is a big pressure change. Like if you put this inside of a bag and put pressure down on it, it takes a lot of force just to get a 0.1 extra pressure to what we're at right now.
And it
takes a lot of pressure.
I've made 2 barometric pressure chambers. The first one I made years ago, and I didn't have the nerve to get into it, which is like 2 55-gallons welded together. And then you get inside and you pressurize it. Michael Jackson had pressure chamber and a barometric pressure chamber. Most of your sport people, your athletes, they have them. Your hospitals have them.
Most definitely.
They should be. They got tanning beds everywhere. So I'm like, why don't they have these barometric pressure tanks everywhere? For people, I would just love to have, because they're $5,000, $10,000 or $50,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah. We built one recently, and
I got a video of it.
Yeah, we got a video of blowing the door off of it.
The door.
See, I 4 psi. Was it 4 psi?
What? No, it was just 1 psi.
1 psi or 5?
We're trying to get
5.
1 psi, dude.
5 psi is like 10,000 psi on the inner door. Anyway, boom! It blew it.
Well,
so I'm still like, I still don't have the nerve to get inside of it. I can't do it.
The video we got is 1 psi, but later on we did do 5 psi.
We got up to 5.
Yes, we did do the 5 psi.
But you got to get in it. So imagine this: you got to get in. You got to put a door. The door's like in a submarine. You got to put it on inside.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be pressurized. And so once they put like 5 psi, I forget how many thousands of pounds per square inches on that. Well, we use a plexiglass. It's about 2 or 3 inches thick, and it still blew out. But anyway, you've got to trust the person. You got to climb in it. It's like a tunnel. You get inside of it. We use these big green pipes that they use for water sewers. Fluid. Now we're a little bit more, we're getting a little higher advanced. But anyway, and then they bring up the pipe. And what it does is it pressurizes your body, and you get all that. You get oxygen into your body, and also like the barometric thing. That's like putting you way up there on that barometric pressure chart. And it's a lot of healing, because you get a lot more oxygen into you. And but anyway, that's, we built 2. We've got one now. Me and Matt, I had them haul it up into the woods and throw it down by a tree where it belongs.
Yeah, it was a good toy to play with that day.
Yeah, well,
I want to get back to it one day.
One of these days we might get back on it. But I mean, that's got big health benefits. But
it's really good though. If you're able to,
he conned me into making it again. Yeah. The first time I was no.
Well, it was after this guy right here. We saw how much it takes to put.
We see how much it affects our lives. The barometric pressure in your area, just the clouds come over. It's amazing. Yeah, he wants to show you, if you stick that in a Ziploc bag and just push on the Ziploc bag, you can watch the needle go up and down. Just that much pressure. And if you could put your head in a Ziploc bag, when the barometric pressure changes, or your body, and just push on it, it would relieve a lot of the pressure. The change, especially if the barometric pressure is right, because now you're under a higher pressure. I think he wants to go get a bag. Yeah. But Let me see what else. I want to make sure I try to hit some top things. Some of our, like I said, we're so used to it. We've been out here almost 30 years, so we've been.
What was that one thing that they used to put people in? Was the iron lung? Is what they used to call it.
Was that like I said, still one of those barometric pressure?
It helped people breathe. That had I can't remember what it was. Was it polio?
I think it was polio.
Right. Yeah. Well, like you said, I think in incubators, those are kind of like, I don't know, the incubator's kind of like pressurized or not. I know, Matthew.
But I know when the divers come up and they get the bends, they'll put them in the barometric pressure chambers.
Yeah. I was in the Air Force, and I used to work at Sears up in Rapid City, South Dakota, and I sold men's suits, and I met one of the officers there, and he invited me. I was in the Air Force. He's like, "Hey, why don't you come over? We're going to the barometric chamber tomorrow. There, you can take a class with it." There was a class, and there's about 5 or 6 of us that got us inside of a barometric pressure chamber, and they have a rubber glove hanging, and what they do is they simulate, because they're going to fill it full of air. And now you're at 5,000 feet, 10,000 feet, 20,000 feet, and the rubber balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Right, or is it smaller?
It goes
I'm trying to remember which way it went.
The higher the balloon goes up in our atmosphere, the bigger it gets. So
okay, yeah, because it got bigger and bigger.
Pressure.
But what they do is, once they get you to a certain pressure, you're on oxygen. They give you a piece of paper. They give you a notepad. They give you a notepad and a pencil, and it's got questions like, if you eat 2 apples, if you got 2 apples and you eat one, how many you got? Stuff like that. Just dumb questions. There'd be like 10 of them. And so they got you up there. And then they took off and they're looking through these little glass windows, and they're talking through the little portholes at you, and they're like, "Okay, guys, go ahead and take off your oxygen." But they got someone in there that's keeping an oxygen mask on, because I mean, you go nutty. You gotta wait when to go up and come down, and you gotta wait. You're stuck You're in a big propane tank barbecue thing, right, with windows in it. They said, "Take off your mask. Take off your oxygen mask." And so they were like, "Take off your oxygen mask and answer your question." So I was like, 2 apples, I ate 1. How many would I have? And I'm like, "What in the world? Oh no, 2?" I never filled it out right. And then they go, "Okay, put back on your oxygen mask." Because I was like, "Holy hell, I was gone." What they do is they're showing you how, if you're in an airplane and the mask drops, you better get them. They always say, "Put them on you," and they put them on the kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they ain't joking.
Because there's no oxygen. They're doing the reverse. Vacuuming.
Yeah, you think everything's fine. I didn't know. You start losing oxygen, you don't even realize that you're losing consciousness. Honestly, you can't think. So you think you're thinking straight, but so that was kind of one of the earlier days in the barometric pressure.
There's barbecue sauce in front of you. Please rub that all over yourself, and then we're going to light the flames.
Yeah, that's our Bigfoot. What do you call it? The fish. You're gonna come up with a new fish product to put on your face. Remember
fish
paste,
fish lotion. Oh, it was fish liner. Get that fish poo liner on your eyes.
Yeah.
Better than that bat poo.
What was it back in? What was it? Vietnam? They were wearing those special glasses, and they started seeing like dragons and stuff in the sky, and they were all shooting at each other.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, you can't get that IFR. They would make all the enlisted people. Well, the enlisted people could wear them, but the higher ups couldn't, because you didn't want your lieutenant and the guy flying the airplane to freak out. So they were like, that's what they would do. There was rules like, Bobby here, sergeant here, he can wear one, but captain, which is flying the airplane, no, you're not going to fly one. But like you said, that at that time they were somehow they were able to see through the veil, and they could see things, and they discontinued that model of those. I don't even remember which one it was, green, red. I bet you it had something to do with that red mercury, but I don't know. I'm just saying, right. That red mercury that, look it up, and Google says there's no such thing. There's a lot of videos on it, but
there's some evidence of red mercury, actually.
Yeah, there's all kinds of evidence of it.
Is there any way to get those glasses, you think, or no?
Anyway, what?
to get a pair of those glasses?
Yeah, like I said, that was they know. I'm sure the military still knows how to do it, but because like I said, they did make them, but then they stopped making that because it went really bad. People were shooting up, like you said, they were shooting in the trees.
They were shooting at demons or something.
They were shooting
like
at
that.
demons. They were seeing the spirit world. Oh no, look at that guy. So,
Yeah, when the pilot starts yelling, "Hold on, guys! I'm going to fly us right through the mouth of the dragon!" Everybody's screaming, "That's a water! That's a swimming pool!"
Pull up.
Why did he just turn the afterburners on and point us toward the swimming pool?
Our brains are only wired for so much information. It's not hard to get overloaded. We're not wired for a lot of information fast.
Oh,
I mean, I know, Mike. He's been out there, and when you first see things and creatures that don't exist, your brain's like, you kind of go. If you take a peep and you put what with
a furry animal that has a chicken sound, or like
people like fall over or something.
It would just be standing there stunned for so long. You're paralyzed.
Because the chicken, we're the same way. We're wired.
A weasel with a chicken sound.
A weasel,
a weasel and a peep. If you have a weasel thing and have a peep sound coming from it, the chicken will be like looking at it paralyzed for a long period of time.
Paralyze the chicken because the brain locks up. I mean, us humans are the same way. I mean, I know I've seen things and I'm like, that does not make sense. Because you're trying your calculator is like 0 divided by 1. I go,
that isn't supposed to work, I don't think.
Right. Right. But I mean, it is amazing how the human mind it's built to protect you from. I don't know. I don't understand why our calculators can't calculate. It takes time, years to calculate thoughts sometimes. I mean, one guy he was talking about a Bigfoot would raise his couch in his house. It was an RV. It was Rock. What's his name? Black Rock, not Black Rock.
Flat Rock.
Flat Rock said he was in his house, and he don't like telling anybody because you're just crazy stuff. Something was lifting his couch from underneath it. And he's on it. For the first time it happened, he's like, nah. But then it happened again. He's like, and he knew. But like I said, how do you explain any of that stuff? And how his brain had to calculate something like that. He said it took him 2 years before he could laugh at it. And that's about right. Take you about 2 years where you say, that's actually kind of funny now, but sure, funny at the time. Something different.
So what was the scariest thing? We wouldn't be having to talk. We didn't talk about something scary. So what was the scariest thing that you think that you've probably seen in the woods? Because something happened to me, and I'll tell you all about it after you tell me, a few weeks ago, that has really changed my perspective on the woods.
I think I want to say that beep cricket thing. There's still nothing. There's still nothing that I don't talk a lot about it, but it went beep beep beep, modem sound, beep 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 beep.
It was like 4 beeps 4 times,
and it floated past us. And you're in the woods. I'm backwoods camping. We're primitive. We're way back there in the woods. So,
what it looked like.
My brain still don't know what happened.
Did you see it?
No, we were inside the tent, laying on our backs, thinking we were going to die. Because prior to that noise, there was something shaking the trees above us really loud. And so that was when but that thing went by. Like I said, I don't say it a lot because, it just don't make no sense. I can't even really tell the story because I can't comprehend it myself. But it made a digital cricket beeping sound, beep, 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 beep. And it was moving, and it was going past us, floating in the air, going beep, 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 beep. So how do you tell people about that? That's not even a Bigfoot story. It's not even a good story. I don't even know what story it is. What was it, an ET? Right? And so, right? We don't know. We're still completely we've never heard anybody else talk about something that it was like, was it 4 beeps?
It was 4 times. 4 beeps in a group of 4 times.
Yeah, there's beeping. Yeah. And it was like you're sitting there going, what is that? And it's like a modem.
And you hear clicking sound.
Clicking.
Click. click, click. Maybe it was the clicking sound, was the 4 clicks that we heard. But it was a beep click, clackety.
I mean,
modem sound.
That was my click, click, click.
Yeah, with the cricket sound.
Yeah,
right?
and we've tried to repeat the sound, but as far as anything that's still beyond our imagination, that one is still. I don't know if it gave me my second heart attack that night. The first one was the tree was shaking. I got over it, and then that one was when I realized this ain't over. We're still in the middle of these woods, and we still can't get out. Now there's something else, and it made that noise, and it floated past us. And have you seen? We've been up there and we've been where we're at. There is no way to walk through where it went. So you're like, this thing floated in the air, went by in the air. Modem, just a clone. I mean, not a clone, drone. Huh? I don't know. But I mean, at that technology, I don't even know what it was back then. But anyway, I would say that's, I don't know if that's our scariest, but that's definitely the one that I have nothing in my brain to connect it to yet.
Well, the other night, I went and done boots on the ground, and I'd been going to this place for a while, and it was having some pretty good results as far as vocals. Got a few things thrown at me, and then I got hit in the side of the head by a rock hard enough that it left a dent in the side of my head and knocked my light off my head. So took a pretty hard hit. Didn't think a whole lot about it. I left, I knew it was time to leave. So I left and I went back to that spot again the next time. And instead of staying out in the open field and along the trees, I went into the trees. And whenever I went inside, it probably wasn't a smart idea, but whenever I went inside the trees, I had a lot of eye shine that night, and it felt real heavy. That feeling of, man, I'm being watched. And
Oogie boogie.
Yeah, I try to push through for everybody because I know everybody does not want a short show. So I will push as hard as I can to try to give them a long show. And I got home and I get an email from one of the viewers. And the email, the actual subject was, holy shit,
Yeah.
And they said, you don't have any idea what you caught on camera, do you? And they sent me the video clips of me. I caught 2 very clear Sasquatch, probably 50 yards in front of me. They're walking parallel to me. I'm going to release it. I just want to do it right when I release the footage. Jesse's seen the footage. I've showed it to OCST and a few other people have seen it, Randy. But Jesse can tell you, this footage is, it's not something black walking in the woods where you have to guess. You can see both of them watching me as they walk.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, when he sent the video, I was thinking, okay, well, what is it? Because you never really know what you're going to get with the videos.
Right.
And I'm watching the video and I'm like, expecting to have to try and make something out in there. Oh, no. My first reaction was the same thing. Holy shit.
Wow.
I'm like, Mike, you got to see this. He's like, really? Is it really? Yes. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I have heard
of their just so clear.
I have heard that they can put energy. Well, everything has energy, but they can put energy in that rock. Thought. Something. I don't know if you picked up anything when it hit you, but they can do that. They can put, they're going to throw a rock at you. They can put a thought in that rock.
I don't remember.
I'm not saying they're going to knock any sense into you. I have no idea, but I don't know if you felt any sign of energy or thought, or if they put anything in that rock.
I don't, man. It hit me so hard. It actually hit me.
They don't miss.
Yeah, it was hard enough that it hurt, and it like I said, there was a dent, and I had a knot above my head, above my eye. It swelled my eye and kind of around to my cheek. But another thing that happened, I don't remember if it was that particular night, but it was that same place. what I do, and I don't know if y'all have done this before, is whenever I go out alone, because I am alone a lot sometimes, I set IR cameras up around just in case humans show up to try to harass me or whatever. I've got them on camera.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do is I have a work light, right? So I place it on my vehicle. Two reasons I do that, and to all you trolls watching, you're not going to get any good information out of this because it doesn't always go this way. But two reasons that I do that is, number one, when I go out into those dark woods, I've grown up here my whole life. I know the woods, but in the dark, you can get turned around easy, even if you know it. And the reason I do that is because I have a focal point of where my vehicle is. I can see that light through the trees, and I know that's my vehicle, right? So that's one reason. Second reason I do it is sometimes there's somebody in my car with a powder stick, just waiting for somebody to do something stupid. And because my life has been threatened numerous times, and sometimes with the lights on my car, you all know what I'm talking about. You pull up to a car with a big bright light in your face, you can't see, but they can see you really well. Yep. And right. So a lot of times I do that, but I do hide cameras in the one way in, one way out roads to where I'm at. That way they're IR, they photograph video photographs. I got one I set low, one I set high. One gets the tag number, the other one sees the driver, the vehicle. So I do a lot of that. But one night when I was coming back to my vehicle, same area, the light was there, but it wasn't as pronounced as it normally is. I could tell the light was there, but it kind of looked weird, like blocked, So I get up to my vehicle, and this is when the flood was at the highest, when the flood was really high. I get up to my vehicle, and there's I call it a log, but it wasn't really a log. It was a piece of wood, probably about that big around, probably 18 inches long, probably. Heavy. It was water soaked, heavy too. It was real heavy. It was laid on the hood of my car in front of that light. I was getting a lot of howls that night. I know whatever it was didn't throw it, because as heavy as it would have dented my hood in. It was laid there.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of calls that night. That area has a lot of trees. It's got a lot of damage to them. There's a lot of trees that are bent over in that area. Have y'all ever seen like loops on the ground where they'll make like loops out of like roots and trees? Had a lot of loops in there. They would trip you if you wasn't paying attention. Yeah. And that's where I saw them walking. Yeah. But I don't know. They had to make those structures because they're not normal. Trees don't bend over and get shoved into the ground, Right. So, Right. And I don't know, did y'all watch my last Boots on the Ground?
No. Now, you're on a different time zone than us most time, because I got my 8 o'clock climb in the freezer time, and it's like by the time I catch you, you're like 9 o'clock at night. So we're always there. I get lucky and catch one of your shows there. I catch this one. I catch this channel because you do this one earlier sometimes. I get lucky, and I hate to miss them because, man,
Okay, so my last Boots on the Ground, I went to this bridge, okay? Same waterway as the place I got hit and where I caught the Bigfoot, okay? Same waterway, same creek, just different bridge, quite a ways away. I'm walking, I start hearing these noises, and I'm like, oh, shit, something. So I'm already on edge because I've already seen these things on video, and I look over and I see these two big bright eyes watching me as they're walking away, right? So I'm like, damn, they're over here too. Then I look down. I got two great footprints where they walked. I'm talking huge footprints. My knife that I carry, it's 10.5 inches right here. It's this is a knife I carry. It's an SRK survival knife. It's 10.5 inches long. They were longer than that easily. They probably had 3-4 inch claws or toenails, whatever you'd want to call them. And it's okay, dog. And there was two. So as I come back around, there's a trail through there, and the trail's real mossy and muddy because it's been underwater. This has all been flooded. Everything in the bottoms has been pushed out from the flood. There's 2 large footprints. I videoed all this on the last one. I think it was the last one or the one before the last one. And there's 2 large footprints. And you can tell it has a large gait to it. But it also slid a little when it hit that mud. So I walked off and I went to the bridge. There's a red candle on the bridge. It wasn't there before. A red candle was set on that bridge. So I turned around and it freaked me out because there's a red candle there. People say there's a big significance to a red candle. So I went back to where those footprints were at, and there was a stick probably that big around, or a limb probably that big around, 4 foot long approximately. Something had grabbed that limb and had the strength, had shoved that down into the ground between the 2 footsteps.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, that is some really strange stuff.
So the candle, I have no idea. You know, people asked me, they said, are you sure somebody didn't come from the other way? So on my other channel, I done a video to show them that nobody can come from the other way. It is nothing but swamp.
Well, that's a red candle, though. That's not something I think you would see of a Bigfoot, right? So I think that's something to do with humans doing something out there with red candles. And,
right,
yeah.
Well, I wondered if it gifted me. Would it have gifted me that? If it, okay, just saying.
Could be.
Say there was an altar in the area by humans practicing devil worshiping.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Would one of those creatures take something from that altar, and would they leave it for you? Because there is an altar down there that I found.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think I know I talked to you last time about this with burning tobacco. Well, a lot of people that do the ghost hunting, they don't help the ghost move on into the light because you mess up behind a house. That'd be boring, man. I'm just saying, it's true. It's like, help them if they need help crossing over. Please. And I understand, and it's true. You can ask them. A lot of people that do the ghost hunting, they'll say, well, if they need help, I'll help them. Go into the light, or whatever, because, and that's the thing is out there in that same situation. If you burn tobacco and bless the land, you'd probably be like, well, I'm only going to do it for a show. Thanks, T.Kb. I got rid of all my monsters. But right. But I mean, still, it's what did you think?
Now, what I was thinking was it could have been a gift? Well, that reminded me of the big tree arch that they gifted us. I mean, we were on top of this big boulder, and I pointed at this one big tree. I'd be like, in my opinion, after looking at all the arches that I've seen around the area, and including down Coca Creek down there too. This was up in Kentucky. I got a good opinion about arches and stuff. And I saw this one big tree, like you said, about 3 inches diameter. I mean, that tree was maybe, I think I'm bigger.
It was big enough for you to ride down it.
Yeah, it was big enough for me to ride on down it like a pole.
We were on top of a rock.
And I could climb up it easy, no problem.
Boulder, and he rode down it. But he said, this would be cool.
This would be an
arch.
Cool
the
tree
arches you're talking about.
Yes.
But this is the biggest arch you've ever seen because we went up the following week or so, and they had bent that tree that he
perfectly
scuzzled down. They bent it, and of course the park rangers came out
to the drop.
The park rangers, they cut down all that kind of stuff because they don't want anybody to see the art. We've seen a 30, 40 foot tree completely upside down with the ball up in the air. And the park rangers chopped it down
like a tuning fork in the ground.
They put the tuning fork into the trail, and it was 20, 30 foot ball up in the thing, and they cut that down. I got video of it, but they cut it down.
They actually cut it down.
But like you said, that's type of gifts that you get from them. Like, what in the world? And that being that candle, it depends on your feelings. I mean, do you feel anything like? You felt like they were sending you a message saying hi? Or you feel ooby goobies, or like, I feel like throwing this thing. I mean, I was given a turtle shell. They put one up on a four-wheeler, which we showed you last time, and it's got all 3 parts. Yeah. But I just knew that was a gift, because I felt it. Positive.
I was told the other day, which I thought it was funny. There's a guy that argues that I'm not Cherokee because anybody in Oklahoma can be a Cherokee, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
It's really true.
But, yeah. Everybody, hey, my grandma. Hey, you think about having to walk from Knoxville to Nashville all the way across to Oklahoma, and that's what our relatives did. That was a daggum death trail. This is pure.
yeah.
But anyway.
And so, you know, some people think it's funny, you know, you're not enough blood to be Cherokee, which really boils me. I know my grandpa, and see what they try to say is, well, that would have been not your grandpa, your great. If you knew anything about Native heritage, we don't say great. It is grandpa.
Yeah.
You know, it's a whole different language. We look at family differently. But anyway.
Right.
I was talking to the elders the other day, and they told me something I thought y'all might find interesting, or you may even have heard about it. They said that in the woods, there is what they call gateways, okay? And a gateway can be anything that is made that looks like a doorway out of vines or trees or anything like that, okay?
Yeah.
So the Indian children sometimes would be playing, and they would go through one of these, or a Bigfoot, hairy man, Sasquatch, whatever they call them, would grab a child or a woman and take them through it. Okay, here's the thing, though. This is what I thought was really interesting. Either the shaman or the high priest of the tribe would be the one that would go retrieve the child. And the way they would do it is they would go through that doorway, okay? And I asked him, I said, so whenever you would go through that, is it like a shadow realm? And what does it look like? You know, I was asking, what does it look like? And he said, this is why people never know they pass through a doorway. Okay. He said, picture whenever you're blowing bubbles, right? You blow a bubble. Like, you know, the old bubble things you dip and then blow the bubble. So you blow the bubble. There's an entrance, right? To go into that bubble as you're blowing that fills the air. So when you walk through that doorway, you're walking into that bubble. Everything around that bubble looks the same. He said it's not different, but it's different. It's the spiritual side of the area you're in. So when he walks through that, it still looks the same. And if you're in there too long and they can't find the child, if that bubble closes on you, you never come home. But also, the bubble can also pop. And if that bubble pops, you don't have to come back out of the gate because you're already popped back into the real world. It was really interesting what he had to say.
I never heard that.
Wow, love that. That's very good to think upon. I like that.
Never heard anything like that. I mean, we know one place that we go by up there that we always think it's a portal because it's got three trees growing
4
up, and they're curling over, and then you have two like a McDonald's. It's like McDonald's arch.
Yeah, it's like a McDonald's arch. Well,
it's just too strange why they've done this. Like, so it's got three.
It's
trees.
like you
three
got
trees up the middle holding the arch.
You got
three trees holding over it.
Like a wedding arch.
Like a wedding arch.
Yeah, it's like a wedding arch, but you got 4 trees right there. One in the center is the living one. The other 3 are dead. And it's the one that's in the center that has a canopy growing. And it's very short of a tree. And it has another tree branch from across over here that leans over there. Exactly, another one.
Yeah, they come up.
So they do actually come across, and it's like all arching to the peak of that tall, that short of a tree. Yeah. It's just like, trying to get in the frame. It's like that arch to a tree that's like right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we've always thought that was a portal because that's also where, if I'm videotaping up there, I've been videotaping, and my camera looks like this. You see that wobble?
Fuzzy.
You see that? I mean, I just hit my camera to show you a wobble.
Uh-huh.
That's what it does. I'll be videotaping, and I got it on video. My camera goes, I'm like, what is that? And then he takes his little compass. Mm-hmm. He's got a real compass. His grandpa used to be Tennessee coon hunter. You know, really one of the top guys. I wish I knew. I wish I had his stories. But anyway, he could take that and he could walk over certain areas, and it'll vibrating. He was trying to show me the other day. He's like, look here, if I set it right here, it's like an energy line because it will just kind of shrivel like that, like there's energy running through the compass. Mm-hmm. So, and that's I'm like you there. That's crystals up there. Well, not crystals. That's it's got quartz and all that. So they got crystal. If you got quartz, you got crystal. Pretty sure that quartz is a crystal. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of quartz.
You can feel it pulsating whenever you're holding the compass. You can actually feel it when you walk to a certain area. It pulsates. You feel yourself, and you get attuned to what your movement is, and you can see that it moves because you moved and you jerked or whatever. But then you get to a point where you know yourself and you know it and you know the movements that you're doing, and then you can feel the pulsating of the compass needle actually reverberating back like the energy of the magnetic, whatever the waves you have. But you actually see it pulsating. And if you stop in one spot, it'll stop. But if you move back just a tad bit, you can see it pulsate to go back to that north point. But it's moving, flowing energy from what I can tell.
Yeah, he just set it flat on the ground to kind of like vibrate on the ground. You know he's not doing that. It's not even in his hand.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
But
it aggravated me so bad. I'm like, people don't understand that whenever back in the old days, when we claimed our roll numbers, it was not a proud thing to a lot of people to do that back then. People were ashamed to be native. They gave up their native blood. Very few people kept their native blood around here. Luckily, my grandparents did. And what they don't understand is you don't claim both sides. You can only claim one side. So in order to keep your bloodline going, you claim the lower one to keep that bloodline alive, because my dad's side was more Cherokee than my mom's side that we claimed. I could have claimed my dad's side and been a lot bigger, but Granny wanted to keep her family bloodline going, so my mom claimed hers, and then there's other relatives of mine that claimed hers to keep the bloodlines. But I want to show y'all something. A friend of mine gave this to me. I don't know if you can see it. It's a pocket knife. It's a Cherokee pocket knife, and it has the Trail of Tears is engraved into that blade, and it says, let me see if I can even read it. Do not forget the sacrifice and the things that were stolen from our people on the Trail of Tears. I don't know. It's just a lot of, the little people and all that, my grandparents would talk about and tell me stories about. The little people is another story that's amazing to me, because they were good and they were bad. They helped them on the Trail of Tears, but also you didn't want to be friends with them. It was like, they would help you, but you didn't want to be friends with them and trust them. So it was just, and a lot of people don't know this. Arkansas, right? Not Little Rock, Eureka Springs. They thought that those waters up there had healing medicinal properties. And they ran the natives off of that because the government wanted those healing properties out of that water. And what was one of the first things they built up there? A fake hospital that said they were curing cancer. And they ran all of us out of there, and they took the water because they knew that water was special. That water, they say, is unlike any other water you can find anywhere in the world. Eureka Springs. The natives knew this. That's why they camped there. They knew that. But
you brought up several points. You brought up my Cherokee bloodline. My grandmother was full blooded, but what happened was she had friends that basically, she didn't have to make that, or she did, but they had to come back. A lot of people had to come back when they made that wall. They pushed everyone to Oklahoma. But she was able to get out of it because of, like I said, the relationship she had. My grandfather, he's German, and something he had done to help them not have to go. Like you said, it was not. I mean, a lot of people had to walk. I just looked up my phone and see how far it was from Knoxville, Tennessee to Oklahoma. That's 859 miles. That's a 900-mile walk. You just can't even try to imagine having children and old people trying to walk 900 miles. And probably, I'm sure it's just like this, middle of summer or something crazy, ridiculous. It doesn't matter. It's still, but I was going to say it was she, like I said, I was lucky that she got they had friends and stuff to allow them to stay here. And there was another point, but I was going to, what is it? You got something you want to say? Because I mean, that's still blowing my mind today. And my grandmother, being both, basically full blood Indian. I mean, this, she was what you called. Everybody said she was crazy because she could tell you don't go to work today.
Mm-hmm.
And if you went to work, she seen things. She still was connected a lot more stronger spiritually, and a lot of that. A lot of people thought. I mean, I've heard
my
mom,
his mom,
she's crazy.
She's crazy.
She is crazy.
Oh, grandma is crazy.
Because she's like you said, she's.
But she saw things.
She knows things. And,
but what is crazy? What is crazy? What is normal, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right, exactly right.
Yeah.
And another thing too is one of the dumbest things I heard is they call us, $5 Indians, and Indians can't grow beards, just
really?
yeah. And Indians can't grow beards.
Been growing for 10 years.
Oh yeah, and Indians don't have gray hair, and I was like, I guess you've never seen an elder before, have you?
Jeez. You brought up a joke. I got a joke for you. Some people are going to laugh, and 10 people are going to leave the chat after this one. But if you'll see why. I mean, it's funny. It's fun. It's a joke. No one get offended.
Yeah, entertainment purposes only.
Do you know what happens when you domesticate a turkey as far as what color they turn? If you take a wild turkey and domesticate them, they turn white. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all your turkeys at all your farms are white.
Domesticated turkeys
they turn white. And so my joke is, if you domesticate Bigfoot, do you get a white man? I'm just kidding. Don't know when. No one.
Well, they said there has been white ones, but another thing that I thought was funny. Y'all's going to get it. I know you're going to laugh your ass off on this because I did. He said, "Folks, I could prove he ain't no Indian." He calls me Injun. I hate that word, but he says I can prove it. He's not, and he's like, "This is how I know. I called all the reservations up there and nobody knew him." I was like, "Hey, dumbass, we all don't live on reservations anymore, Custer,
I did see him hanging out at the casino. And
he's got to be native. He's up there fighting that one-armed bandit.
You have to admit, that's a great thing about technology nowadays. We just hang out. I'm done with that conversation. Oh my gosh. Right.
Oh, it's just if people only knew,
like Oklahoma, like that big arch in Missouri, that big arch.
Oh, that's the St. Louis arch.
Yeah. They took the natives' land to build that. They do all that stuff. They take valuable land. Oh, we want to build an arch. They didn't want an arch. They wanted that community that was doing good out.
Look how much.
A lot of that with the Indians. They did a lot of that with natives. They took their land because they wanted them out. They wanted that land because they had something on it. And that's
look at that. Look at how much of our land the Corps of Engineers have flooded and claimed as their own.
Yeah.
You know why they flooded it? Because all the towns back then, when they flooded these cities, they had what they called payment grounds. And that's where the natives would trade with the soldiers. My grandma lived in the old town, right? Before they turned it into the city. Mm-hmm. She had the map whenever she passed away of the old city. I have that map of the old city that was underwater. I'm the only person I know so far that even has that map. Okay, on that map, I can go today to the area where what they called the payment grounds were. That's where the natives, the Delaware and the Cherokee mostly traded with the United States cavalry, okay? I have that map. I went up there I hiked in there. It's a long hike, and yeah, you do hear whoops and stuff in the daylight when you go there. And just way down in there, there's a lot of flint rock there. So I went all the way down there, and when I got there, I found something laying on the ground. It looked like like a silver lid, kind of, and it was really dirty. It's been under the lake, right? So I picked it up and I put it in my pocket. My dad found bunches of arrowheads. He even found the whole spear tip that wasn't broke. But he left it all there because it's stealing, to take it off Indian ground. We left it all there.
Right.
But it was neat to look at it. So we went down there and I picked it up, and I didn't bring it home and clean it off. I cleaned it up there. So I cleaned off this thing that I found. And when I cleaned it off, it was silver and it was stamped United States Cavalry. Had no idea what it was. So I took a screenshot of it because I didn't want to remove it from the property. I didn't want to do nothing illegal.
Yeah.
And I laid it back down, and I went and I took it to a guy in Tulsa, to an antique shop. And he said, that is an old snuff carrier that the horse soldiers would have carried. One of them, probably a lieutenant or a captain, would have carried it. And he would have kept his snuff in it, and it's real silver. I also found a coin down there, and I'd never seen that coin before. And he said that was actually a coin that was made before our first president.
Huh.
And of course, I left it all there.
Yeah.
I didn't remove it. I left it there because it's now the Corps' land. But there's so much Native history down there. Yeah. But here's the thing. Tell me if this isn't weird to you. So there was a lady down there that was fishing. She goes to dig a hole to build a fire in while she's fishing. As she's digging the hole, she finds some relics from Native American. She finds a bunch of pottery. Okay. So she calls the Corps of Engineers and tells them, I found this pottery and everything. And they're like, oh, yeah, don't dig that up. That's stealing. You can't take nothing off of there. So they come down there and they dig it all up, remove everything. And I called to see if who got that stuff.
Yeah.
Native Americans didn't get it. They kept it.
Yeah. They call it stealing when you take it, but they steal it themselves, right?
Yeah, actually belong to us, but they come down and take it. Yeah. And I think they're afraid of some of the history that they've tried to hide from us, that we're going to find it.
Yeah, they've stolen land. Yeah, they've stolen a lot of land, and they're afraid to get caught. And the the Smithsonian, they put all that stuff in vaults, and they pick that stuff up because, like you say, they've been wiping history for to keep up to cover up their thieving.
So do you all still live on the reservation too?
No. Not the horses. Let me get my feather. Let me get my feather. I'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
I'll get my feather tomorrow. I've never really considered myself, Cherokee or nothing until starting to get into nature and stuff, and starting to realize burning tobacco and stuff and growing tobacco. And I don't know, I think something about coming back to the land has made me more interested in the natives and the Americans and the people that were here and the culture and the food and the plants and the bears and the turkeys, so I guess that's what's brought me back to
all the reservation was a prison. That's all they were. They were a prison.
Yeah. Locked up camps.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I learned something the other day. I bet you all probably know about. There was a guy talking the other day. I was listening to him talk. He was an older guy. I go to the Native Americans for my health care, and there's a lot of natives that go there. And, I listened to the elders talking there, and while we're in the waiting room and stuff, and he was like, you know why the white man, he said, made shoes, right? And I said, no. He said, because if you wear buckskin sandals or moccasins, you can still ground to the earth. But if you wear rubber soles, you can't.
Yeah.
He said they don't want us grounding. And he said, the old canes that you used to see in the pictures, of people carrying canes. Remember that?
Yeah.
He said those canes weren't because people were crippled. They had brass ends on them and brass handles and real wood shaft. That's how they grounded. He said those were grounding rods. My dad actually has one of those. I have it hanging in his room. It's an eagle head. It's a brass eagle head. It's real wood, and it's got the brass tip on it.
Right.
Holy crap.
Wow,
Those are actually grounding rods to ground you down.
We definitely be with our copper. I mean, this is my, I mean, there's something unique about this copper bracelet is Matthew soldered it on me underwater. It's permanent.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because that's kind of how weird I am about copper because, I mean, I used to have all kinds of aches and pains in my body, and I just took a straight piece. Now, I've been it after I put it on, but I had to put my hand underwater, and then he soldered it because, you know, it kind of gets hot soldering, but it's permanent. But I don't take it off because that's how much I believe in copper. And I have also beside my bed, I have a copper plate that I put rocks on, certain rocks, especially just from my land.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, man, my sleep and everything has changed so much. The amount of pains you get, just pains for no reason. Why is my back hurting? Why is this? And I think it's all this Wi-Fi and all this electricity around us. And so, but I mean, copper, just go out in your garage and find a copper wire. This is just a copper ground that pull out of a wire, wrap it around your arm. I swear by it. And like I said, mine's permanent. I have to chop it off. I want to take it off, but I don't take it off because I mean, that's how much I believe in it. And it's free really, because you can get a piece of copper out of the trash, it's just old copper. So if you get a chance to get you a piece of copper, I mean, we had a friend of ours came out here recently and she was having some problems. Just the energy.
Oh, my friend Samuel, his girl, but still, she was having some
Candy.
Wi-Fi issues.
Wild.
Yeah, she was having problems with energy, and I knew, and I was like, "Come here." I started wrapping her in copper. I'm up in my garage. I'm like, "Come here," and so I wrapped her arm. She sat down. I said, "You need copper." Everyone comes to my house gets copper.
I gave her a crown, copper crown.
I said, "Yeah, we'll make sure she was." That king tut or whatever it is, got the copper thing. Yeah, she ended up with the copper around her head. And we do have, just no copper wire. Wires, you just pull the copper out of it. It's, you've got some laying around. It's usually trash. The copper ain't that expensive.
And then we pulled out our UV light that we just got at Noble Metals not long ago. And then
we shot her with.
Then we shot her with that. And she went over to the bank. And
we're 3 miles from Oak Ridge, K25, Y12, all the plants. I'm almost 30 years with the government, including basically most of it nuclear type field. Anyway, so we have friends in Oak Ridge, and we get all kinds of cool toys to play with, and we have one that was a UV light that.
It came with lab rats.
Well, you could put.
You
know how the government wastes money. They throw this stuff away like it's nothing. But that glow light, you could put it on. It's funny because I could put it on your shirt. And some clothes show little specks. It's got 2 UV lights,
just like a night light.
For like research. I'm thinking it'd be really cool, like if you get some Bigfoot hairs or something. I don't have anything, but I thought that'd be really cool.
Have you noticed
she got
sick. Have you seen the glitter?
The glitter.
If you use an IR light, have you not seen the glitter now that people are getting on them?
Now we put it on the ground and we saw a bunch of glitter in the garage, a bunch of little sparkles and stuff.
Like red.
Red. We saw red, green, yellow, and purple on the ground.
Check your clothes and your hair when you come in from being outside with the UV light. You'll be amazed. There'll be red, like looking glitter on you.
Wow.
We got to do it after they chemtrails us.
We got
them on schedule.
We got a chemtrail the other day now. I mean, a lot of times you can't really get them, but we're sitting there in the garage and there was this long strand. You've seen them before, and as soon as you touch them, they're gone.
Dissipates.
You can't ever touch them. You can see one. You're like, that's not a spider web. You can see it hanging in a limb, right? So what we did is he's got one of those $5 million microscopes that he got
for lab rats
from the from the plants out here. He's got a really nice microscope system that we got from the plants out here.
The junkyard.
Anyway, scrapyard.
But
anyway, he took the lid. He took a glass plate, and he took it up, and he was able to catch it and put He caught it. He caught it, right? And you put it under the microscope and you look through it. What'd you see?
It was like straw-like structures or something like that.
Yeah, we actually caught it and put it under a microscope.
Small tethers that were moving. There were things moving in it too.
Right. But I mean, we actually caught it. I mean, you can't ever catch it, but he did went out and took that little thing off his microscope and went across it, and it almost like wrapped it. And he was able to like catch it and then like put the thing over it and put it under the microscope. But
yeah, you can't stretch it, or it seems like the whole thing dissipates.
It just poof. It can't.
So
it won't
you kind of like
break
it and roll it up.
You've caught a spider web in the wood. You're like
can't get
20 minutes trying to get it off. You know, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's almost
Right?
my body ate it.
I got a video the other night of a spider. He'd come out about 3 a.m. He started working. He went. I watched him. I got the whole video because it's 24/7 recorder. I watched him build it. And that morning daylight come, is what he did. He took it away.
Wow.
Yeah, they take it back. Well, that's why you don't
back.
See spider webs. They build it. Yeah, I had it on video. I didn't record it. I mean,
Maybe those were the.
Okay. But it was really cool because he even caught a bug. But and then he built it. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And then a bug came in. And he had dinner. And then the next morning he's like, "Okay, I'm out of here." And he unzipped he unrolled the whole thing, and then left.
And spider,
spiders don't leave spider web. That's part of their. They take it back.
I think
spider webs are. What was it for? Gunshot wounds? Didn't they use spider webs for gunshot wounds and stuff?
Oh, wow.
Right, to help cultivate the blood or whatever to get it to stop bleeding. Yeah, right.
I haven't heard.
Grandma used sugar too. Whenever I was little, I was jumping on the bed. And me and my dad was playing Cowboys and Indians. I had the full Lone Ranger suit. I had everything. And he shot me, and I died, and I fell. And whenever I fell, I missed the bed. And they had an old cast iron adding machine. It had the thing you pulled back and forth on it. You poked the buttons, and they stayed in. There were different colors.
Yeah.
Hit my head on the corner of that. Blood was running all over me. Bleeding really bad. Knocked a big L in the top of my head. And I remember Grandma was putting sugar on it, and they called my other grandma because when you get hurt, you call a grandma. And Grandma came over and she said a prayer out of the Bible over me. And I remember she kept saying the prayer. It was to stop bleeding, and I stopped bleeding.
Verse about that.
As I walked by thee and saw thy lane in thy own blood, I said unto thee live, and thee lived. She used to always push that on me to remember that verse, and she prayed that over me over and over and over.
Wow, that's why. See, you didn't have to have doctors back then. You had faith.
Everybody in the town had their own job. It's like the woman at the end of the street. She was smart at this. This woman was smart at that. You had your elders. I mean, the elders are who held everything together. If there was a quarrel in town between people, what happened? The elders would come and get everybody together, and they'd make you talk it out, and they would fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I was going to say about the sugar, this has been on my mind lately for a while now, and it's about minerals and rocks and how good they are actually for your body to actually fix you. Like with wisdom teeth and your teeth and having any cavities and such, what you do is with salt water, you swish it around in your mouth, to clean your teeth. Well, I noticed that whenever I drank some salt water, the pain actually goes away by drinking the salt water.
Getting salt.
By getting my salts, my minerals. Yeah. And I also through the summertime, because we did it last summer, the same thing, just not with the same process of thoughts. We were drinking a lot of sugars, as in like sugar cane, concentrate, like orange juice, concentrate pure. It came from the oranges, not like hydrofructose corn syrup and all that other things. No, this is real cane sugar. And this cane sugar, I'm recognizing does really better for the body to absorb more water and be able to feel better and such like that. It was there was other concepts about it.
You were telling me that you need to mix sugar and salt together and drink them.
Yes. No, it's not really like that. But yes, the concept is right. For a salad, for a fruit salad, you put some salt in it and such. If you don't, this is what I looked up was if you had too much salts, you have too much sugars in your body. If you have too much sugars in your bodies, then you have not enough salts.
Something like that.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
saying
got,
it, but yes, the way
Right.
last time I said it was right. but yeah, the Reaper, too much
That's what
salt.
I'm doing right now. Is I'm they said I was diabetic, and they tried to put me on more pills, and I said no. Let me try to control it by eating. So I've been trying to do that.
Eat your pork, eat your sugar, and eat your salt.
Yeah, we use
the three.
I don't
and
like
water.
I don't see doctor. I'm almost 60. I'm 59, 57.
59. Yeah,
I think so.
He ain't 60.
I don't see doctors. I see dentists, but that has been like you said. I eat. I always have lots of salt. And I go the totally opposite. The doctor says don't have salt. I'm like, I'm eating a lot of salt.
Eating all the salt I can
The
eat.
doctor says
don't eat butter. I'm
going to put the butter
just
on.
going to lay it down.
But yeah, we have we believe in lots of fats in our diet, natural fats, and no processed food. But we're like you, you start getting into if you get into a health care program, you're going to be there for a while. And that was what I don't do that. I don't work on someone's car and say if it does, bring it back. I'm still totally blown away by this concept that there's no warranty. What?
Right.
If I pay you all this money and you can't fix me, I'm going to find another mechanic.
Right.
I'm just telling you. It's
and that's what they
non-logic in here.
And that's what they push in my head. The doctor's like, no carbs. That raises your sugar. No carbs. No carbs. No carbs.
Yeah, I don't know about
More
carbs, but I'm definitely going to be some fat and some salt.
Yes,
because that fat and salt is people are all your conspiracies. People have your conspiracies are have a whole lot better batting average than your media and everyone else right now. So
Yep.
They're doing much better, and we're like you. I mean, we eat we got buy sea salt, so we try to buy good salt. Not the store iodine, salt without iodine and stuff, and. But like I said, I don't have any blood pressure problems. I have great blood pressure. I don't. You know how you tell you got blood pressure problems.
Oh, yeah.
You like stand up and you're starting to faint or you're lightheaded. You got something going on with your blood. You might, and I don't have no problems like that.
Yeah, supposedly it's like if you're about to faint, you have low blood pressure. Easy to faint and such. But if
and I'm overweight,
too thick,
I'm not terribly.
Too thick of blood pressure, but. I don't know if you could tell. The best way I could tell that I got good blood pressure is if I got a cut or some type that it heals fast.
Yeah,
I don't even bleed.
We heal super fast,
even with the cut. So I mean, that's
fast.
whenever you.
Well, I'm glad you're recognizing the problems. I mean, people that do have good doctors. There is good doctors out there that are out for people. So I'm not anti-doctor, and there's good nurses, and I just good. You find yourself in a situation where they want to give you a health care.
Take care.
I would look for alternative options, right? Yeah. I'd be looking for some other, I'm sorry, I don't care for cancer.
Right.
I'll give you more radiation.
Yeah.
Chemotherapy.
Let me see.
Just make sure you don't wake up in a bathtub full of ice with a note that says we took your kidneys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Guys, I need to let you all run. Probably we've been almost 3 hours.
No joke. Well, I knew talking to you. We could talk forever, and like you said, it is. We enjoy talking. You guys are just good topics and good people to talk to, and we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate everybody in chat. And I can't see chat because I'm on my laptop, and it's like, dang it. I'm glad you threw chat up there because, like you said, it is all the people that are coming out and hanging out and supporting us. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all
very much for spending the time with us. Listen to us yap. Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it again on this channel and on the other channel too. We have to do this again.
Right. Well, like I said, we'll story talk. I'll story tell with you forever and ever. We'll talk about anything, and we can go on forever. Because I mean, you're my kind of blood, man. We could talk. We'll story talk forever.
We could talk all day long.
Well, you get me around people like
anybody.
You get stories coming. Mike reminds me of this one. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. And we can roll. And if you you get 2 or 3 other people that, the old guys, and it used to be, I was telling my wife, it used to be the men told stories because the men would want to come back in the woods and came back to the camp, and the women was like, what happened? You would have saw the bear that we were just chasing. So it used to be a lot
But when all the grandfathers came to that house, then all the
Right.
stories come out.
Yeah.
And grandma
Well,
would be
that
like,
was-
oh, that's what happened.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I mean, you talk about
Hey,
real life, and it's not about, hey, I got to the 13th level, on this game.
Yeah.
Well, I like it. Let's think about your show. I've been in and out for years, and I don't watch but about an hour or two of YouTube every night, so I don't really keep up with nobody. And your show's been up and down, left and right, and I've noticed that, like I said, I've noticed you guys have just got something going on, something new, and it's cool to see the positive people and the positive things going on. And I love your investigations, and like I said, you're my Rockford Files. So it's fascinating listening to some of these reports and thinking about it. What could have happened to this child? It is very it's good stuff you do there. Good work.
Well, I've had a lot of people come at me probably it's been a while, probably 6 months, and they've said, Mike, we started watching your show because I was an investigator, as y'all know, for 12 years.
Yeah.
And they said, we really enjoyed when you used to break down the real cases and go through them. That's why they came. Yeah. They said, they said, we enjoy the things that are sent into you, the encounters. But they said, we really like it when you go into the real cases. That's what people want,
Yeah.
I want real. And when you come in and you're sitting there at the kitchen table, and you don't have to go back, you can sit wherever you want. But the thing is you're genuine. And yeah, exactly.
That's it.
You're genuine, right? And that's your. I think that's your niche. Keep it genuine, keep it real, and keep it family friendly oriented. And you've got a good thing going on. So we're happy. We're just happy to get a chance to finally talk to you after all these years, because we're in the chat room 99% of the time, and that's cool.
Hey, y'all are welcomed on both of my channels anytime, man. Anytime.
Well, thank you. We'll definitely be busy when we catch you, man. Especially if I catch you live. I never get to catch you live. You're out of the woods by the time I catch them.
Well, maybe this winter when the sun goes down earlier, I'll be back out live, earlier, because I'll follow the sun, because there's no sense in waiting, till 9 o'clock if I can do it at 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I figured out with a long time ago. I just kind of follow the spirit. Whatever I turn the TV on, I go, what's on? Because that's all I do anymore. I'm like, I just can't. I follow a lot of people, and I just turn TV on and see, and I run into all kinds of people, and that's weird. Sometimes it's just amazing, the connection. I'd be like, right on time for this live, and it'd be right. Bobby and his horses or whatever it is. But I'm like, instead of trying, I just don't. I just wait and see what's coming in front, and enjoy whoever I'm with. So
yep, I don't.
You're with, right?
I don't think anything's coincidence. I think it's all planned.
Yeah, it is planned.
Exactly.
If we allow room for, if we allow room for higher work, we can get more of those. Go ahead.
I'm excited for this one. This could be a God-forsaken world, but we could bring in God. We're the ones that we could bring in God.
We pause.
We're
give
the
him
ones.
A chance.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
He can work.
God's
the if is not in God. The if is in man.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. That's 100%. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I even hear good old Scott saying yes to that one.
Yeah, because man always says if this, if that, if that. God don't if nothing. He says that's how it's going to be, and that's how it's going to be.
If you can think it, you can make it true.
Yeah. That's right.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Possible.
Yeah.
Cool. Family, love, and God.
That's it.
Order, but they're all good.
That's right. Who can be against you when God's for you?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, I'm going to let you run. Thank you so much. We'll do it again for sure. For sure.
All right, Mike.
Love you guys. Love everybody in chat. You guys have a good evening and good night. And good morning if you're in Australia and in England.
Yep. And God bless you guys, man.
God bless you too, Mike. Heck yeah.
God bless, guys. Good night.
Good night.
I'm gonna figure out
They're always amazing. That's always a great show with them guys. I could do it all night long. We about did. We did it for almost 3 hours, but it didn't even seem like 3 hours, did it?
No, nope. Although, shocker, I'm not going out tonight.
Well, you still got time. You're only 30 minutes late.
It takes me an hour to get out to where I need to go.
You went out at 2 a.m. the other night. You'll be good.
Yeah.
But, it's good to talk to down home people like that. It made my night. It always makes my night. And good people. And our chat. You guys are good people. Love you guys too. And God bless you guys for being here tonight and supporting us. Hunter would be proud to see a 3-hour show on his channel with all the hearts and Logan and Legan. They would be so happy to see that. So thank you for supporting them. And with that, Jesse, I'll let you say the last words and we'll start heading out of here. I'm sure everybody's as tired as I am.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Thank you for the support. And just keep on keeping on, and God bless.
Thank you guys for the support. Someday Hunter will be sitting here running this show like he's supposed to be, being a big part of it. Logan, that's my dream for this channel. It's always been his dream. It's my dream. So I look forward to that. Like I said, God bless you guys. Remember, there ain't none of us perfect, God. We all fall short of the glory of God. But because of the love he had for us and the sacrifice he made for us on Calvary, whenever he defeated death and give us the opportunity at eternal life with him, that's the God we serve. So glory to God for all my channels, everything in my life. I am a proud servant to my Father, and I just couldn't be prouder. So good night, guys. God bless, and we'll see you I'll see you tomorrow night on the Boots Underground. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good night. God bless.
Good night.